prizes and a photo booth. Parents must accompany children. For more information, call 575-626-1948. Gardening at the library will be at the Roswell Public Library on Saturday, February 21st, beginning at 10 a.m. The topic, Rose Pest Detectives. Spot it, stop it. Presented by a Chaves County Master Gardener intern. Then join the Master Gardeners at the Triangle Garden for a hands-on pruning workshop at 11:30.
If you have an item for Talktivities, email it to calendar@pvbcradio.com. That's calendar@pvbcradio.com.
Chris DeGaulle is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. In the snow-covered mountains of Northern California, all of the victims' preparations were in vain.
As avalanche warnings expire and weather conditions improve, crews are resuming efforts to recover the bodies of 8 people killed, with 1 person still missing after an avalanche in California's Sierra Nevada. Family members say 6 of the women who died were part of a close-knit group of friends and experienced backcountry skiers, and also say the group was carrying avalanche safety equipment and had prepared for backcountry travel. What the guides and their tour company knew about the avalanche warnings and why they pressed on is now part of the ongoing investigation. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
If Iran doesn't agree to a deal over its nuclear program, President Trump says it's going to be unfortunate for them. The last hospital system in the New York nurses' strike has reached a tentative deal to end the city's biggest nursing walkout in decades. He's not necessarily off the hook, but he is out of police custody.
Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, the former Prince Andrew, was released after 11 hours at a London police station. He was arrested on suspicion he shared confidential trade information with Jeffrey Epstein. President Trump was asked about the arrest.
I think it's a shame. It's very, very sad to me.
Amy Wallace, co-author of Epstein victim Virginia Giuffre's memoir, says the UK has led the way responding to the scandal.
We are seeing more accountability in other countries than in our own, where a lot of the abuse took place, and that's shameful.
Wallace called the U.S. response an embarrassment. I'm Ed Donahue.
Following a robust expansion over the summer, extending into the fall, the government says the economy's growth slowed in the final quarter of last year. Also word this morning, the Fed's preferred inflation gauge accelerated last month. More on these stories, townhall.com.
The stock market is at an all-time high. The dollar is under pressure, and leading economists are warning that the global financial system is changing. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000 right now to get your free gold investment guide, plus your free copy of economist Ken Rogoff's book, Our Dollar, Your Problem. Find out about a tax and penalty-free rollover in 2026. Gold and silver can surge when the economy shifts, and they don't wait for permission. Consult your financial advisor before investing. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000.
Progressive Insurance knows pets, and one of the biggest differences between people and pets is that we don't eat things off the floor. But dogs definitely will, and it makes them so happy, no matter what it looks like, smells like, or what state of decomposition it's in. We all want to go through life that carefree, and that's also why you should get Progressive Pet Insurance, because they eat things off the floor. So protect your pet from all the questionable life decisions they make. You know where they drink from when you're gone, right? Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Covered subject to policy terms and conditions.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has lauded his country's improving economy and regional standing as he opened the country's most important political event. Kim is expected to set his domestic and foreign policy agenda for the coming 5 years at the Workers' Party Congress. State media reports the Congress began yesterday. Kim claims significant progress since the last Congress in 2021, held during the COVID pandemic, citing economic gains and a firmer regional footing that he says marks an irreversible strengthening of the state's status. South Korea's spy agency says it's watching for signs that Kim could use the Congress to position his teen daughter as a potential successor. The Vatican announcing that Pope Leo will travel up and down the Italian peninsula over the next few months. He'll spend the 4th of July on the Sicilian island of Lampedusa, in a sign of continuity with Pope Francis's outreach to migrants. News and analysis, townhall.com. You and I may scream for ice cream, but snack food giant Nestle, not so much anymore.
Nestle, the world's biggest food and drinks maker, said Thursday that it was in advanced negotiations to sell its remaining ice cream business to its joint venture partner, Frenary. The division, which includes brands such as Häagen-Dazs and Drumstick, is valued at just shy of 1 billion Swiss francs, $1.3 billion. Nestle plans to sell the brands to UK-based Frenary over the next year, but remain in the joint venture.
Correspondent Bill Alexander. At the Winter Olympics, the U.S. has won its third gold medal in women's hockey, beating Canada 2-1 on Megan Keller's overtime goal. California's Alyssa Liu takes the gold in figure skating, ending a 24-year Olympic drought for the American women. Wall Street Dow futures down 116. The NASDAQ futures 112 points in the red. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The tabloid said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Friday, everybody. We made it to the weekend. Congratulations. And it's going to be another windy one today. They've issued a red flag warning for us. It's going to kick in at 10 o'clock this morning, remaining in effect through 7 p.m. this evening. So enjoy your, respite from it yesterday. Today they're saying 10 to 20 early. Then winds 20 to 30, gusting as high as 40 miles per hour today. Highs in the mid-60s, so that part's about standard. But this weekend, we're looking not too bad. Well, it's going to be a little cooler. 59, 60 both days here. And then next week it starts warming back up. 60s on Monday. But by Tuesday next week, we're back, they say 80 for a high. So it's New Mexico. But we're going to have another windy day here. But hopefully it doesn't mess up your weekend too much there on the plains and stuff like that. So Sean and Jocelyn are off in Vegas. I only saw one picture yesterday. And it was just one, they were saying kind of the view from their accommodations there on the Strip. And I had a cool picture, and you can kind of see, looks like they're kind of towards the center, because they're not too far from Paris. You could see out their window the Eiffel Tower from Paris. So that's kind of central Strip area. So they're staying somewhere down in that part of the Strip. But look nice, and so assuming there's no pictures, assuming they're having fun the way they should. I'm not one of those. I've never been one of those people that go on vacation. I mean, I take pictures, but I'm just not a picture guy. I mean, and I always take pictures of things. like, I mean, yeah, there's always a couple people, my wife and whatever, but for the most part, it's always, in museums or whatever, like the Grand Canyon or something. I'm always taking pictures of scenery or animals, or like we went on the train ride here last summer up in Colorado there, and we went to the museum and all that stuff, and I'm just in there taking pictures of all the train cars. It's stuff that probably guys care about. It's like you could just tell the difference, like, of things guys take pictures of versus what women take pictures of. Women, it's all their friends and loved ones and just, a lot of family pictures. All the guys, it's like, here's a picture of this transmission. Or I guarantee you could go through most dudes' phones and there's at least like 10 or 15 pictures of just a various screws or light bulbs or something, or some kind of serial number for, because when you go to the hardware store, to grab the right one. I know I've got at least 10 of them. Could be anything like, I'm sure there's a few taillight light bulbs for your car. I've done that a couple times where I'm like, all right, take a picture, bring that in there. But we just have a lot of that stuff. But generally speaking, I don't take a lot of pictures either. So good for them. They're out there in Vegas, not enjoying it. We'll get the regale the details of the stories when they get back next week here. So I'm not sure. I think they're back Monday, but I'm not 100% certain. I'm not sure if they're back Monday or Tuesday, but I think they're going to be back Monday. But we'll find out together. We'll just find out together here. So let's see. A couple things I want to mention here before we get into the show and all that good stuff here. I do want to mention that the fine folks at Rib Crib, they've got great deals going on all February long. Of course, matter of fact, I have a winner for my dinner for four. I have not talked to them yet. I'll do that here. They did that yesterday. I got to respond and let them know and all that. Then I'll announce and all that. But we did have a winner for our dinner for four from Rib Crib yesterday. But they do have all February long their big 3 combo. And with that right now, you can get drinks, chip, and a salad plus an entree starting at just $11.99. So swing on by Rib Crib and enjoy that big 3 combo. But it is a limited time. That's only happening throughout the rest of February here. So you got about 2 weeks, week and a half left. I don't know. February's gone by so quick. It's like next week, February over. I don't know. But I think we got another week of February. So, but take advantage of the big 3 combo right now at Rib Crib. Let me give you the rundown for today's show. This hour here in just a few minutes, we're going to have Josh McDonald join us. He's with the Rocky Mountain Elks Foundation. And the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, they're a hunter conservation group, a national organization, but they're going to have their Roswell banquet coming up here at the end of March, I believe on the 28th. So Josh will give us all the information about that. It'll be happening at the Liberty, but talk a little bit about what the organization does and what's going to happen at the banquet and all that good stuff. So Josh will join us in just a bit to discuss that. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, Crystal Noble joined us back on the 18th from the Humane Society, give us an update on pets and things like that. We'll play that interview for you here in the 8 o'clock hour. Unfortunately, Bill Williams, Chaves County manager, couldn't make it this morning, so he had to cancel on us today. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to replay our interview. We had another cancellation, unfortunately, or reschedule, we should say. So we're going to replay our interview we had back on the 17th with the ladies from the Chaves County Extension Office. Katie and Tamara joined us, give us an update on some of their classes, events, and things happening there through the Extension Office. So we'll play that interview for you here about 9:15 or so this morning. Plus, we'll have all of your features, including the newses of the local, national variety, Wall Street business updates, all that good stuff, and whatever else we can come up with for today's show. It is 14 minutes after 7 o'clock. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Still a little windy today. A few gusts around 30 to 35 miles an hour. Mid to upper 60s, and we should have sunshine. Overnight looks clear, low to mid 30s, and then sunny on Friday. Afternoon high in the mid 60s and a little bit gusty. Clear for Friday night. Our weekend looks pretty good. Cooling off a little bit, though. Low 60s on Saturday, upper 50s for the high Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, let me get back over here. 29 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 66% with winds out of the southwest at 6 miles per hour. We do have a red flag warning for today. That is going to kick in at 10 a.m. this morning and remain in effect through 7 p.m. this evening. For today, patchy blowing dust expecting to kick up after 11. Sunny, 65 for a high today, but those winds will be blowing out of the south 10 to 20 miles per hour early. Later in the day, those winds will shift to the west and increase 20 to 30 miles per hour. However, we could see wind gusts as high as 40 miles per hour today. For tonight, mostly clear. Overnight low of 30. Winds out of the northwest around 10 to 15 miles per hour. So chilly, just below freezing, but not 12 chilly, so that's not too bad. For the weekend, it's going to be just a smidge cooler. Saturday, sunny skies, 59 for a high. Winds will be out of the north, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, looking at clear skies, overnight low of 27. East winds at around 5 miles per hour. Sunday, mostly sunny once again, 59 for our expected high there. South winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Then looking at next week, Monday, about the same, mid-60s, sunny and 64, but things do warm up after that. We're talking 80 on Tuesday, 83 on Wednesday, 79 on Thursday of next week. So a much warmer week. Very spring-like for us there. So it is 16 minutes after 7 o'clock. I have not seen our guest yet, so let's do this. We'll take about a 2-3 minute break here, and then if we don't see him, we'll replay an interview. I'll pick one out here and figure it out and do all that. But we'll give him a few more minutes in case he's running late. But we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Fall in love with Sweetheart Specials all month long at Roswell Hyundai with 3.99% APR for 60 months on 2026 Hyundai Kona or Elantra, 0% for 72 months on 2025 Palisade, and 0% for 60 months on 2026 Tucson and Santa Fe. And with Sweetheart Service Specials all month long, like 15% off wipers, air filters, brake pads, spark plugs, plus up to 20% off select parts and service. Sweetheart savings all month long at Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd.
Artesia General Hospital presents your fall and winter health checklist. Fall and winter are beautiful seasons, but they're also cold and flu season. So here are a few quick tips to help keep you healthy. Tip number 1, hand hygiene. It's your first line of defense. Wash for 20 seconds with warm water and soap. Tip 2, holiday food strategy. Fill half your dish with fruits and veggies first. Pick lean meats and save room for just one dessert you'll really enjoy. Tip 3, protect your skin. Heaters dry the air, so moisturize daily and drink plenty of water. Healthy choices now mean more energy and a happier winter. These healthy living reminders are brought to you by Artesia General Hospital, ready to help take care of you and your family.
God uses ordinary people to do extraordinary things. The Bible tells the story of Gideon, and he's a great example of that. Gideon was hiding from his enemy. When the angel of the Lord appeared to Gideon, he said this, "The Lord is with you, mighty warrior." And Gideon politely says, "What warrior? Why me?" He was from the weakest tribe, the weakest of his family. But the Lord said, "Go in the strength you have and save Israel out of the enemy's hand. Am I not sending you?" God was basically saying, go with the strength of the Lord, not the strength of men. Gideon even tests God to make sure God really wanted to use him. Then God sent Gideon into battle with 300 against thousands, and they defeated the enemy. As you face challenges in your life that seem to be more than you can handle, trust God to get you through. As the Apostle Paul says, you are able to do immeasurably more than all God asks or imagines, according to the power that is at work within you. So the bottom line is, you can trust God's strength to lead you through.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Ready, set, hurry on down to Tate Branch Roswell, where we finish first. Experience the Tate Branch difference here at Tate Branch Roswell, where business is done the Tate Branch way with honesty and integrity to deliver an exceptional customer experience. We have a huge selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs that are priced to move and are backed with a lifetime powertrain warranty. It's all backed by friendly hometown customer service that puts you first every time. So don't wait. Head on down to Tate Branch Roswell right here at 2000 West 2nd Street and drive home happy today. Tate Branch Roswell. Come experience the world-class experience you have been waiting for.
The average American spends 2.5 days a year looking for lost items. We aren't sure how long Europeans and Asians look for lost stuff. We lost the list. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 20 minutes after 7 o'clock. Haven't quite yet heard from our guest yet, so we'll give him a few more minutes. If we don't, if our guest doesn't make it in, I'm going to replay our interview we had yesterday. Don Weld joined us with Friends of Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge, and gave us an update on some of the things. They've got Earth Day coming up here in April, and they've got a cleanup day event going on there. They also have another event coming up. Their Dragonfly Festival planning meeting coming up here in a week or two. So they got a couple things to put on people's radar. So we're going to play that interview if we don't hear from Josh in the next few minutes. But I can tell you this, Josh is talking about the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation and their annual banquet that's here in Roswell. If you go to the I did a Google search for Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, and their major website pops up, which is I think it's rmef.org, and then if you click on the and there you can read more about what the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation and their conservation for big game and what their mission is and purpose. But then they have banquets all over the country going on during this time of year. And so there's an events page, and if you scroll down to March 28th, you'll find the Roswell chapter banquet link, and you can get tickets for that. And the banquet itself will be on Saturday, March 28th. It's going to be at 5 p.m. at the Liberty there at 312 North Virginia. And then you just click on that, and you can get tickets and all that stuff, too. I would imagine, since the event is at the Liberty, you'll probably find a link at the Liberty Inc. website, too, for on some of that here. But if you have any questions about the event or anything, you can contact Josh McDaniel at 505-280-2568. Again, 505-280-2568. Or you can email jmcdonald at rmef.org. That's jmcdonald at rmef.org. So, all right. I don't think there. So let me do a little switcheroo here on the computer and put that up there. So back here yesterday, Thursday, Don Weld joined us with the Friends of Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge. Had a great little conversation with him. So here is our conversation we had yesterday. Enjoy. And joining us in the studio this morning, Don Weld back with us, wearing his Friends of Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge hat this morning. Good morning, Don.
Good morning, Mike. I was just laughing at that little joke. That was funny.
Little Peter Pan humor.
Yeah, Peter Pan and
Jiff and
Jiffy and
Skippy.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
Couldn't work in all of them. So
yeah.
Maybe next time we'll work in maybe goobers or something.
There you go.
But for folks that aren't familiar, the Friends of Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge is a volunteer organization, and their main purpose is to serve as volunteers to maintain and promote Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge, which is our own little oasis right here in southeast New Mexico. We have two major parks here in our area, Bottomless Lake State Park, which that's the park you want to go if you want to recreate, camp, and boat and picnic and
swim
and do all that stuff.
Yep.
Bottomless Lake Wildlife Refuge.
Bitter Lake.
Or I'm sorry, Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge. Sorry, my brain. Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge is a wildlife preserve. It is there for animals and plants native to this area, and it's there to study it, to foster it, to help it thrive, and at the same time keep out things not native. And so it is there. We are there merely as spectators. The guests, the stars of the show is the plants and the wildlife that call this area home. And so we go there. So there is some camping, but it's generally for scouts or groups like that, conservation types. There's a lot of research, archaeological research, to like National Geographic with their various scientists and so forth doing their things. But
and things like that.
But it's there is to really appreciate, and we the public get to go there and hike and enjoy and enjoy nature. But we don't touch it. We don't go off the beaten trails there. We stay on those paths. We don't venture off. We don't camp. We don't picnic there. We don't do those. I mean, there's designated picnic tables and things by the visitor center more. But once you get out into the lake proper, there, that's none of that happens.
No. This is we're caretakers for the wildlife.
Yeah,
plant and animal, birds. You've said it before. It's the flying J of the word.
Exactly. Yeah. it in the nature's world, it serves as literally a pilot flying J or rest area for migratory animals. Yeah. Predominantly birds, but there's populations of monarch butterflies that kind of catch the herd here each year.
They come through.
Yeah. And obviously, our display of dragonflies and other wildlife that kind of are here most of the year at various ways, shapes, or form. But really, especially this time of year, spring and then fall, a lot of times you're seeing the birds either head. In this case, they're flying north. Will be soon here
in March.
As they head back up into north here as the spring and summer months start heading to the northern hemisphere.
Yeah.
So, they during the winter they head south where it's summer. And then in the winter, or in the summer, head north, where it's summer there. So it's that's what they do. But they literally come here. They'll stop for the night, rest, water up, food. Depending on how long. Sometimes they'll have a litter or an offspring, and then travel on, just depending on how some of the birds are and things.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, they're in for a couple days or a night, and then they rest up and keep going south. So.
Yep.
But that being said, there's a lot of stuff that goes on throughout the year there at Bitter Lake. And, of course, I know with the government shutdowns and partial shutdowns and all the other things we've had, there hasn't been the staffing out there that there used to be out there.
We're opening up some billets.
Yeah, we did have someone retire. Steve Alvarez, longtime kind of caretaker of things out there, is finally hung up
He was the public interface.
Yeah, he hung up his hiking boots.
Yep.
And is retired. So.
And he's struggling with that, I think.
Well, I imagine when you do something for so long and you're not doing it anymore, it takes a minute.
He's trying to figure out, okay, now what do I do?
Yeah, what do I do with my hands? Yeah.
So he's doing all right, though.
But the friends of Bitter Lake, they're all volunteers. And first off, one of the things you probably know them for is the Dragonfly Festival. That is something that the Friends put together each and every year. The biggest public event that's out there. But also they do a lot of behind-the-scenes service projects and things. If there's a trail that needs working on, or a bird blind or something that needs to be repaired or built, the Friends of Bitter Lake generally are the ones that are tasked with getting those kind of things done.
First one this year is going to be Earth Day, April 18th.
Okay.
We're going to have a cleanup day where we'll come out and pick up trash and try and find some of the plants underneath all the weeds.
Right. So doing some cleanup out there.
A little cleanup, mostly along the Butterfly Trail.
Okay.
And then we'll do some planting of milkweed.
Okay.
Along with that,
which is kind of like a cafeteria for the
monarch butterflies.
For the monarch butterflies.
Yeah, the monarchs like to lay their eggs on that.
Yeah.
And then the caterpillars that come out of the eggs,
they'll feed off of it. Yeah.
Yep.
So So it's so we play at that, so that provides them a good little, I guess, housing community there for the. Yep. So
That's
here
right.
in September, when we're ready to release these bad boys, there will be
a good and healthy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. And that Dragonfly, of course, again this year, September 4th through 6th.
So it's a couple days earlier.
Pretty much the first weekend.
Yeah, usually it's on average it's usually around the 10th or 11th, but this year it's a couple days earlier.
It moves around.
Yeah,
wherever that first Saturday is.
Yeah, it just happens to be early in the month this year. So okay, well, good deal.
First Saturday. The Home Garden Club.
Okay,
a little shout out to them. They do the gardening or the out in front of the nature store.
Okay,
they're the ones that first designed and put that in. Well, they're this year they're going to come in and redo some of it. It's time to put in new plants.
Time to freshen things up.
Yeah, freshen it up a little bit. So they'll be out there sometime this spring.
Excellent.
Maybe around that Earth Day. I don't know.
Could be. It could be same weekend. They'll be out there while y'all are out cleaning up the butterfly trail.
Yep.
They're out there planting them in the flower boxes and whatnot out there.
So make it look a little prettier. One of our long-time advocates, he more or less started the Friends group back in around 2000. Bill Briney.
Okay.
Passed away last year.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And we really miss him. But we've been trying to decide how to honor him.
Okay.
And we're going to start a scholarship fund.
Oh, nice.
Preferably somebody who wants to get into biology or that
ecosystems
and type of
zoo,
things. But
plants and animals.
Yeah, plants and animal type stuff. So anybody who would like to contribute to that fund, let us know.
Absolutely.
You can get some more information by calling the refuge.
Okay.
Or you can call me, and we'll start setting that up.
Absolutely.
Shoot, I don't even have the refuge number.
Right now. I know if you go to the friendsofbitterlake.org website, you can find all that information there.
Yep, it'll be on there.
Yeah,
it'll be on there.
And of course, you can learn more about the Friends of Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge.
Right.
Doing that too.
And in just a second here, I can give you the number is 575-244-6256.
Okay.
That'll get you to the nature store.
Very good. Which is also run by the Friends of Bitter Lake.
It is.
Which is a great way to support as well, too, because first off, they got a lot of cool stuff in the nature store. I mean, they got T-shirts and hats, but educational toys to books to, put it this way, if you've got, believe it or not, if you've got like with Father's Day, Mother's Day around the corner, birthdays and stuff, whatnot, if you've got a person that, likes, has a unique taste and palates and things,
yep,
odds are pretty good you'll find something to love at the nature store.
Yeah, so, very much so.
And then all the money that you spend in that goes back to the projects and everything that keep Bitter Lake going. And
a large part of that, the Dragonfly Festival.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But when you're buying books and T-shirts, that helps pay for some of these events and some of these things.
And this Earth Day cleanup, because we have to buy some of the plants and things of that nature. In the past, I think we're going to, again, I'll give you some more information next month, but we're probably going to provide some kind of a sandwich type lunch for those who come out and help us on cleanup day in April.
A little something to nosh on.
So, yeah. And again, that's provided by the funds that we get from the nature store.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
and so again, but that's going to be Earth Day that weekend there in April.
Yes.
If you want to sign up for that, again, call or go to the Friends of Bitter Lake website, learn more there to do so.
You can. Yep.
But I'd love to have volunteers. Love seeing families out there when you get the kids and the mom and dad all doing it together as a family. That's always fun to see.
When you go into the nature store, there's some paperwork there that you can sign up as a member.
Yeah, if you'd like to be a member, that's another great way.
Become one of our members.
Your membership dues do help also cover the costs of these things too, and the projects and all that.
Yep.
And of course, membership has its privileges. You get a newsletter, and of course, you're invited to the membership meetings, and obviously invited if you want to serve in an officer level or serve, on the board in a more.
We do need some more board members.
Leadership capacity of some way, shape, or form. Always looking for, especially. like you say, you have legends and been doing it for so many years, and now they're moved on or passed. You need to have that next generation to step up.
New people. Yeah.
Keep that.
New ideas.
Keep his dream going, keeping the legacy going, so to speak.
Yeah, so it would really help. This wind kind of, I think, precluded that, but this week was supposed to be prescribed burn week.
Yeah.
So earlier in the week, Monday, I saw some smoke up there. So they did get some burning in, but I'm sure they're not going to be
backing
burning
off today and yesterday. And
when this wind came up, I'm sure they backed off a lot.
Although today's a little calmer, but I don't know. It's kind of a calm between two.
You got to have less than 10.
Yeah.
Before they can.
Well, maybe next week they can pick them back up.
They might, yeah.
But if you do see smoke out there, it's prescribed
most likely
burn.
Prescribed burn. So don't get too excited.
Yeah.
Don't go calling up the fire department and saying, "Hey, it's burning out here." It's No, more than likely that's what it is.
They should be aware of it out there. Or if you happen to just be out there hiking around and walking
and you see it. Yeah, they have to do that every year. They have what they call a phragmites, which is a growth that is not good stuff.
Is it like a mold or something? Or?
Well, it's a plant, but it kind of tends to kill off everything else.
Okay, it's very invasive.
Yeah, so we'll try to get rid of it, and burning is the best way, one of the best ways to do that, and then it allows new growth. And this time of year, of course, you want that new growth to start because you're going to have the animals and the birds coming through looking for that new growth as a way of getting their food that they need.
Absolutely, yeah. It's the kind of the circle of life, really. And that's the thing that, and I'm not trying to get into a whole philosophical discussion on, green versus not green and all this, but the thing that people have to realize is, we have this tendency to want to return to wilderness and something, and I get the sentiment behind it. It's kind of like making these areas wilderness areas, and now no man can go in there and do anything and all that stuff we're dealing with. Problem is, that only works if we weren't there to begin with.
Right.
Problem, we've already been there. We've already been in there and put our stank on it, and for it to just let it go and wash our hands of it is actually more harmful than good to the environment, but to all the things you're trying to protect, the wildlife, everything else. Like, for instance, if you noticed when they did a lot of this stuff in the Lincoln National Forest and all that, regrowth and letting it, just get man's hand out of that. Yep. Guess what happened next?
Fire.
The big fires, and then things like the owls started moving, and they say, "Why are all the owls hanging out in the Walmart parking lot?" Oh, because their hunting grounds overcrowded. They can't see now and hunt. So now they hang out in Walmart looking for trash in the dumpsters and what have you. You can't just walk away. You got to, and this is exactly what is going on out here at Bitter Lake. Is that because of man's influence, this plant is here now. So however it got here, it doesn't matter. It's and that's really what goes on over time. That a lot of stuff is cause and effect, and so when some people from another foreign land bring their plant life or their animals here and then turn them loose, it's like oryx. Why do you think there's all this? Because some general wanted to hunt African game, so he put a herd of oryx out there, and it took off, and now we got a bunch of African native animals that that have no business really being here in New Mexico. Now that one is not so bad, but there's other plants and others that are much more harmful to that.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's why it's so important that we stay involved in that ecological process.
Yeah, we have a invasive tree on Bitter Lake that we put it in decades ago. It took over. Now we find out how bad it is.
Yeah.
And now we're trying to dig it out.
Someone had an idea and it didn't oops it.
It was an oops idea.
So that's what happens on these things. And
that the Native Americans, before the white man ever got here, they used to burn the prairies.
Did they?
Yeah, they would start grass fires on the prairies so that the new growth would come up, because that brought in the buffalo.
Makes sense.
Yeah. They knew that.
They were in tune with the land.
Yeah, they knew that, 500 years ago or more. So, you got to be careful. But
sure, yeah, obviously you don't turn people loose with fire. And
yeah.
But
that's the reason behind prescribed burns.
Yeah, so you'll see a few more out there, and over the course
probably will once the winds kind of subside a little bit and we get that opportunity.
Yeah,
we'll work it out.
But if you see anything, don't worry about it. No big deal. But that being said, if you do want to, like for instance, Dragonfly Festival, like we said earlier, will be September 4th, 5th that weekend. However, coming up here in the coming months, weeks here, the students are going to start drawing their submissions for the Dragonfly Festival, and they're going to be judging, and they're going to start planning all the T-shirts and posters and all the propaganda for this year's festival. So they're always looking for volunteers to serve, and if you want to serve as judges or serve on the board or want to help with any of the planning of the Dragonfly Festival, now's the time to get involved. Please reach out and volunteer. We would love to have you. The more people we have helping out, the smoother this event always seems to be.
Yeah. Dragonfly Committee, we always need people to help out on that.
Yeah.
And our next committee meeting will be March 4th.
Okay.
First Wednesday of the month.
So you're in about 2 weeks.
About 2 weeks,
yeah.
It is. About 2 weeks. And we're going to meet at the Roadrunner Trailer Park.
Okay.
Out just behind Cerritos.
Okay.
And if you go into the park, the first building on the right is a community house, and we'll meet there at 5:15.
Okay, very good.
So, and then if you want, our board meetings are held there also, but they're at 6 o'clock. If you would want to stick around and see how the board runs, or maybe talk to some people about joining memberships or joining as a member of the board, you can stick around and say hi to everybody.
Absolutely.
And do that too.
Love to have you, Martin.
Yep, we need more board members, and we need more members, and we need help with the Dragonfly.
Absolutely.
So
especially with, like you said, because of, the retiring and some of the permanent staff out there is not as many. It really is the onus to kind of pick up the slack on some of this is the volunteers and doing some of that stuff. So they really do need more volunteers, whether it's to serve on service projects or serve in a more, administrative capacity or both. We really need all those kind of volunteers.
Yep.
So
we really do.
And it's a great way into like even volunteering time at the thrift store to work shifts and things like that. All of that's needed. I know this is probably a lighter season for that, but usually in the summer months they'll have like your retirees that are hitting the road in their RVs and they're going seeing the country, and a lot of times they'll kind of sing for their supper a little bit, where they'll park the RV and set up shop for a month or so and use the refuge as a jump off point, place to sleep, and they usually hook up their plumbing and electrical to their RVs, and they'll live out there for a month, and then they'll spend a few days just that week, working at the gift shop there, and all that, and then then they use the rest of the day to go sightsee or whatever, visit family or whatever they're in town.
Our RVers work 3 days a week.
Yeah,
and you've got 4 days a week to explore the countryside.
Yeah, it's really fun for them, and they get to meet a lot of people, but that's not all the time. So sometimes we need our locals to fill the void when they're not available and stuff.
Very much so. If we could get establish a consistent help assistance out there, we would really, and it would be volunteer. We don't pay the people.
We don't have any no paid staff on this.
Right. And that's that's just
so obviously ideal someone who's obviously retired or
just wants a little something to do,
hit the lottery or something.
And again, it would be anywhere depending on what you want to do. You could work 1 day a week. You could work 6 days a week.
Sure, whatever your schedule allows.
The only day we're closed is Sunday.
So. We'll be very appreciative of whatever you can offer on that.
Yeah.
And the more hours it's open, the more money can be made for the refuge. That's at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. And if we can get 8 to 5 Monday through Saturday hours, Saturday hours, whatever that is, consistently, then people go there on a consistent basis to go. I got to get a birthday gift for so and so. I'm going to go out to the store and go get a map or go get a book or his Parks T-shirts kind of outgrowed it. Time to get a new one. Let's go down there and get a new one. Kind of deal. So
we will certainly accommodate you.
Yeah. What else do we want to mention? Do we cover it all, or is there anything?
I think we've pretty well hit it. I'm not sure.
Yeah. And of course, if you have any questions about anything, please go to the website, which is www.friendsofbitterlake.org. And there you can go and see everything about what the Friends of Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge is about. There is a link to the direct Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge website if you want to see hours and all the the government website.
The government website, yes.
But the Friends of Bitter Lake, if you want to make donations, there's a donate now. I believe there is a link to become a member. All that stuff there
you
too.
can become a member, but I don't think our donate now button is working.
Is active. Okay.
I think we, for whatever reason, our financial people decided that was too expensive to maintain.
The software, and depending on how they charge, and there's a whole, I guess some are better than the others too on that.
Yeah.
It's just like anything else in life. But if you want to make donations, there we can reach out and make that happen.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure out something.
And then, of course, come to the next, here on March 4th, the next Dragonfly Festival committee meeting.
Right.
If you're interested in serving or want more information about it, come on out. That'll be there behind Los Cerritos at the Roadrunner Trailer Park there.
It's the first building on the right.
Community building there right there. Just follow the cars and people. You can't miss them.
Yeah, you'll see them all lined up around there.
Yeah. So they'll just meandering around. Hang out with them.
Yeah.
And then and that'll be on March the 4th. What time is that again?
5:15.
5:15. So get there right. Maybe swing in early and have dinner at Cerritos beforehand, and and go on.
Yeah, they'd like that.
Yeah. So get a nosh on a taco or a burrito or a burger or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then of course we'd love to see folks join us at the of course the Grand American or the Earth Day cleanup there, and that's April 18th. What time are you guys meeting?
10 o'clock.
10 a.m.
We don't like to get up too early.
Yeah,
we're old retired people.
And that'll get a chance for the cool to burn off a little bit and let the warm settle in.
Yeah.
About 10 o'clock, it'll start warming up a little bit.
By April, it'll probably be warm anyway.
Yeah. But usually 7, 8, it's a little nippy in the morning.
It is still.
By about 10, you're starting to get, all right, I can can move. Shed the sweatshirt, maybe put a T-shirt on or something. But and plus you don't want to get it done before it gets real hot at 2 p.m. when it's in the 90s already.
No, we try to get 10 o'clock and spend a couple of hours. Yeah, noon, 1 o'clock, maybe you're out of there.
And it's siesta time. So.
Yeah, go have an iced tea and a sandwich.
There
or
you
something.
go. Kick back and enjoy the lake.
There you go.
Enjoy the wildlife and everything. But if you're interested in that, please join us on Earth Day for that, and then just come on out and get ready, and of course be ready for Dragonfly Festival that weekend of September 4th, 5th there, and all that. So. Good deal. Well, thank you, Don, as always. Appreciate the visit. And,
thank you, Mike.
And of course, also just throwing other hats in the rings real quick. If you're ever interested in volunteer for Veterans Transport or anything with American Legion or anything like that, and of course, also with Alzheimer's Association and stuff too, his other passion projects, please don't hesitate to call Don. He can put you in touch with any of those organizations.
Yeah, 575-495-3325.
If you live in Southeast New Mexico and have time on your hands and love driving and meeting people, veterans could always, even if it's once a week or once a month, whatever you can offer, that would be great, just to spend a day driving vets to their doctor's appointments in Lubbock or Albuquerque or Artesia or wherever they need to go.
That's right. So. And right now, we especially need someone in Artesia. If there's anybody
that's based out of Artesia,
it's based in Artesia.
Okay.
We need a driver in Artesia, and we need a driver in Carlsbad.
Okay, so if we got some down in Eddy County down that area,
right,
reach out. Let them.
If you know somebody down there that wants some time, wants to donate some time, to helping out veterans, driving them to their doctor's appointments, let us know.
Absolutely appreciate it. Believe it or not, we do have a few, because I used to do the Artesia show for about 8 years.
Yeah.
And not many left, but there's a few that still meander over to catch me here in Roswell.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
But we got Gene covering most of Artesia now. So.
Okay.
Good deal. Well, thank you, Don, as always, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
All righty. Don't...
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. 10 to 15 days, the timeline that President Trump has laid out for a decision on a possible military strike on Iran. Mr. Trump says military action is a possibility if there's no progress in U.S.-Iran talks over the Islamic Republic's nuclear program. We've heard it for years, all the speculation about space aliens and UFOs. President Trump calls it extremely interesting, so much so that he's ordering the release of all government files pertaining to the subject. Today's agenda for President Trump includes breakfast with some governors. Mr. Trump did not invite two Democrats, Maryland's Wes Moore and Jared Polis of Colorado. The president has chaired the first meeting of an international panel that's committed to stabilizing and rebuilding war-torn Gaza. Dow futures down 25 points. More details, srnnews.com.
Facebook's founder and Instagram CEO Mark Zuckerberg has been in court on the hot seat all week. The outcome of this trial could literally change social media. The central question, was Facebook and Instagram intentionally designed to be addictive to children and teens and causing mental health harm to tens of millions? I'm Kim Commando for WebRoot. WebRoot Essentials protects all your devices without slowing you down. Get 62% off right now at webroot.com/Kim. This case is called KGM versus Meta. It also involves YouTube. Instagram is especially in the crosshairs. A 20-year-old woman and her mother in the lawsuit claim the young woman experienced severe depression, anxiety, and body image issues because of her uncontrollable use and addictive nature of Instagram, that it was purposely designed that way. The most damning evidence in the case? Zuckerberg keeps his own children off of all social media. To me, that says everything. Get my free newsletter at getkim.com. I've tried a lot of antivirus software over the years, and when something better comes along, I switch. That's why I've moved to WebRoot Essentials. WebRoot Essentials is a cloud-based AI-powered antivirus app that was designed to evolve with today's threats. It's fast, lightweight protection that works across all my devices without slowing me down. If you need another reason to switch, get this. WebRoot Essentials recently ranked #1 in independent Passmark performance studies against 9 other brands, like Norton, McAfee, and even Microsoft Defender. The study found that WebRoot Essentials scans 6 times faster, uses far less memory, and takes up 33% less space on your computer. I've seen the difference WebRoot has made for my devices, and now you can too. My listeners get 62% off WebRoot Essentials at webroot.com/Kim. Get the #1 ranked antivirus protection for just $19 a year right now at webroot.com/Kim. Webroot.com/Kim. Go now while you're thinking about it. Webroot.com/Kim.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Still a little windy today. A few gusts around 30 to 35 miles an hour. Mid to upper 60s, and we should have sunshine. Overnight looks clear, low to mid 30s, and then sunny on Friday. Afternoon high in the mid 60s and a little bit gusty. Clear for Friday night. Our weekend looks pretty good. Cooling off a little bit, though. Low 60s on Saturday, upper 50s for the high Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
It's time for the Chaves County Sports Report. Last day of the regular season for the Roswell boys and girls basketball teams. The Roswell girls coming off a victory, their first district victory against Carlsbad last Friday. They'll play at Clovis tonight. Roswell 1-4 in district. Clovis is 2-3, so this is a winnable game. Roswell playing at home against Clovis boys hoops. Same thing there. Roswell maybe 0-5 overall, but Clovis 2-3 in district. This should be a good game. Starts at 7 o'clock. Meanwhile, the Dexter guys will be hosting NMMI tonight at 7. NMMI comes in 15-8, 3-2 in district. Dexter 1-4. Tularosa has wrapped up the district title. The Dexter girls 18-5, 5-0 in district, having won the district championship, will play at NMMI tonight at 6. The sports report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. U.S. applications for unemployment benefits fell last week as layoffs remain at historically low levels. The number of Americans filing for jobless aid for the week ending February 14th fell by 23,000 to 206,000 from the previous week. That's according to the Labor Department. A lawyer for the International Brotherhood of Teamsters told a judge on Thursday that the union expects over 10,000 United Parcel Service drivers to accept $150,000 buyouts if the delivery giant is allowed to proceed with the planned workforce cutting program. An attorney for the union representing over 320,000 UPS workers is urging a federal judge to block UPS from moving ahead with the buyout program. The average long-term U.S. mortgage rate slipped this week to its lowest level in more than 3 years. The benchmark 30-year fixed-rate mortgage rate fell to 6.01% from 6.09% last week. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Accelerate your expectations at Roswell Nissan with double your down payment, up to $2,000 towards your next vehicle. Get 0% APR for 60 months on all 25 Muranos and 26 Rogues and Muranos. How about $3,000 bonus cash on all 25 Altimas? And with double your down payment on the pre-owned lot, you'll save like never before. And in service, take 15% off parts sold at counter. Accelerate your expectations all month long at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd.
God uses ordinary people to do extraordinary things. The Bible tells the story of Gideon, and he's a great example of that. Gideon was hiding from his enemy. When the angel of the Lord appeared to Gideon, he said this, "The Lord is with you, mighty warrior." And Gideon politely says, "What warrior? Why me?" He was from the weakest tribe, the weakest of his family. But the Lord said, "Go in the strength you have and save Israel out of the enemy's hand. Am I not sending you?" God was basically saying, go with the strength of the Lord, not the strength of men. Gideon even tests God to make sure God really wanted to use him. Then God sent Gideon into battle with 300 against thousands, and they defeated the enemy. As you face challenges in your life that seem to be more than you can handle, trust God to get you through. As the Apostle Paul says, you are able to do immeasurably more than all God asks or imagines, according to the power that is at work within you. So the bottom line is, you can trust God's strength to lead you through.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Check out some of the bargains you'll find this week at your local Farmers Country Market. Select boxes of Food Club fish fillets are $3.98 each, and select cups of Food Club low-fat yogurt are 4 for $2. In produce, yellow peaches or nectarines are $1.99 a pound, and crisp Super Select cucumbers are 3 for $1. In the meat department, family packs of boneless, skinless chicken thighs are $1.88 a pound, and quarter loin pork chops are only $1.68 a pound. These are just some of the savings you'll find this week at your local Farmers Country Market.
Hi, honey. Guess what? Now you don't have to do the dishes by hand anymore.
Really? No more scrubbing pots?
That's right, babe. And you won't have to hang the clothes outside in the wind either.
Wait, does that mean we could finally get the new shiny refrigerator? The one with the giant freezer for my man cave?
Only if it's during Bush Appliance's Sweetheart Sale. Huge savings on washers, dryers, fridges, and more. Now through February 28th.
Sweetheart, let's go.
Visit Bush Appliance in Roswell today during their Sweetheart Sale, 111 West Country Club Road in Roswell. Because true love means never doing the dishes by hand again.
It's Mornings with Mike Winters. He's portly, short, balding, short-sighted, and long-winded. Sorry, ladies, he's taken. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 7:57. Got a few minutes here before news at the top of the hour. Stay tuned next hour around 8:15 or so. We're going to replay our interview we had on Wednesday with Crystal Noble from the Roswell Humane Society. She joined us, gave us an update on pets looking for homes and also thrift store deals and things like that. And speaking of pets, of course, for folks that follow at home, we adopted a new cat here about, I guess it's been about 2 months now, Reba. And she's doing well, adjusting nicely. She's ruling the roost, and she's probably about 9 months, 10 months, I think, something like that, maybe a little older. She's full-grown kitty size. I mean, she's going to fill out some more, but she's still got kind of her kitten weight. But size-wise, she's about where she's going to be. She's a long cat, and she's going to fill out. She's doing well. She's she's definitely an independent cat now, where she was very needy at the beginning. Now she's out and about. She gets along with the other cat. They wrestle a lot. The other cat, I think most of the time, likes it. It's an older cat. I mean, our other cat's like 10 years old, so she likes to play, but not to the level that the young kitten wants to play. But they're doing great, and so we're having a lot of fun. And I think like affection wise, she was and still is predominantly with my wife. She'll spend time in the lap, but I've noticed lately she's been kind of opening up to me a little bit. Like she'll rub up on me more now, and I'm like, oh, like last night, she'll sleep with us in bed, and she'll usually sleep either on Kim's side or kind of in between us. But I woke up middle of the night and she was laying by me. I was like, oh wow. So I think I'm cracking at the armor a little bit. She's starting to, accept me as part of her inner circle. So we're getting there. But I mean, she's friendly and everything. I'm not trying, but she's just not, as open as she is to my wife sometimes. But I think we're getting there. I'm cracking the armor there a little bit. All right, it is 8 o'clock. Town Hall News is up next. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. President Trump is not affording Iran much time to agree in talks with the U.S. to curb its nuclear ambition.
President Trump said, now is the time for Iran to join us on a path that will complete what we're doing.
Adding,
they must make a deal.
With a warning,
bad things will happen if it doesn't.
Iran has asked for 2 weeks before reconvening another round of talks.
Correspondent Karen Shamus reports the president says he'll decide in the next 10 to 15 days on possible military action against Iran. The U.S. economy grew in the fourth quarter, but the rate of growth slowed. The Commerce Department says the GDP expanded at a 1.4% annual rate. Spending by consumers dropped as well. A political power grab in the Old Dominion is thwarted, at least for the time being.
A Virginia judge is temporarily blocking Democrats' plan to hold an April referendum on new congressional maps that could seriously impact the midterm elections. The decision threatens Democrats' push for more U.S. House seats. On Thursday, a Tazewell Circuit Court judge granted a temporary restraining order sought by Republicans. The order runs through March 18th and clashes with early voting set to begin March 6th, which could doom the referendum. Virginia Attorney General Jay Jones says he will appeal the ruling. Keith Peters, Washington.
It was a sleepless night across parts of the Midwest, pounded by powerful storms, bringing fierce winds and destructive hail, even tornadoes in some spots. A lot of cleanup ahead across parts of Indiana and Illinois. Watching Wall Street this morning, stocks have been mixed. Right now, the Dow is down 23 points, while the Nasdaq is up 46, and the S&P better by 7 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Nearly 4 years into its invasion, Russia controls about 20% of Ukrainian territory. Many of the estimated 3 million to 5 million people who remain in regions under Moscow's control are facing housing, water, power, heat, and healthcare woes. Even President Vladimir Putin acknowledges many truly pressing urgent problems in the regions that were illegally annexed by Moscow months after the war began back in February of 2022. Ousted South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol remains defiant in reaction to a life sentence imposed by a Seoul court for his short-lived declaration of martial law. But he's not saying definitively whether he will file an appeal. In a statement released by his attorneys, Yoon denounces the judiciary and maintains that his power grab in December of 2024 was solely for the sake of the nation and our people. News and analysis, townhall.com. NASA's new boss is blasting Boeing and the space agency for Starliner's botched flight and left 2 astronauts stuck at the International Space Station.
Administrator Jared Isaacman said Thursday poor leadership and decision-making at Boeing led to Starliner's troubles. He also blamed NASA managers for failing to intervene and get Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams back more quickly. 2 test pilots spent more than 9 months at the station before catching a lift back with SpaceX last March. Isaacman says Starliner's problems must be better understood and fixed before any more astronauts strap in. Bob Agnew reporting.
The cost of borrowing for a home has slipped again this week, falling to its lowest level in several years. Mortgage buyer Freddie Mac says benchmark 30-year fixed-rate mortgage rate fell to 6.01%. That's down from 6.09 last week, and a year ago, the rate was averaging 6.85%. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
Feel the hot wind on my shoulder, and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travelers said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2. The Deuce of Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope your Friday is going swimmingly well. It's going to be another windy one today, but it looks pretty out at least. Sun's out, sun's shining, skies are pretty clear, at least from my window. But it is supposed to get windy. We have a red flag warning that's going to kick in later today and all that. But next week, 80s. Like it's gonna get cooler in the weekend, like maybe 59, 60, and then I think we're like mid 60s on Monday. But like Tuesday, Wednesday next week, we're gonna be like 80 in the 80s. Man, so it's New Mexico. Just wait, it'll get better. But you know, we're still in February, so I can't really be too. I mean, considering 2 weeks ago we were in tundra temperatures, and now you know, it's like it's the 60s. It's gonna be windy. I'm not complaining. Just but it's going to be even warmer next week. I'm almost not happy about it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like nice weather. I'm not trying to be that guy. But when it's winter, it's supposed to be winter. You know what I mean? When it's summer, it's supposed to be summer. And so when it's cold out, I expect that, you know, or it's supposed to be winter, I expect a modicum of cold. Like I need a coat. You know, I like that. That's the way it's supposed to be. You know, I know I moved to New Mexico and I'm sacrificing spring and fall. I get that we don't have those. They just kind of go from hot to cold to hot again. That's just kind of how it rolls. But I want that. I don't want it just to say always hot. I mean, I know that's a Florida thing or something maybe, but not here. I mean, you're supposed to get some kind. I mean, I'm not asking for a foot of snow, but a winter, something that is foresees, at least has a cold and a hot that, even with like that. Matter of factly, we're going to talk with Crystal or interview with Crystal from the Humane Society. Parvo and all these things, they're real bad around here because of that climate we live in. Because we don't get the extreme colds and things like that often enough, or just cold often enough. Doesn't really have a chance to kill off this stuff. So it just kind of goes dormant and mutates and gets bigger, stronger, faster, and like the Bionic Man or something. We just have a breeding ground for that stuff. So, a little winter would kill that. That's all I'm saying is have a little winter. Anyway, speaking of weather and all that, I've been kind of on I've pigeonholed myself on some of my TV viewing, and it's my fault because I started watching that Extracted show on Fox. I watched the first season, and season 2 just started here a couple weeks ago. So I started watching that. And it basically, if you've never seen that show, it's basically you have a family member that's out living in the wilderness, living off the land, so to speak, building their lean-to, making their own fire, et cetera, so forth. But they have family members that are back at this HQ that are like in a social game, like Big Brother or something, trying to get you rewards and trying to, work amongst the group and all that. And they're all competing for money. And so there's kind of a double dynamic on it. It's got the survival dynamic, but then it has that Big Brother social game aspect as well. But anyway, it's a Fox show that's on Monday nights. But I started watching that. But that got me into all the other survival shows, which I'm kind of a mark for anyway. Like the show Alone. If you've ever seen that, that's a History Channel show, and they've got about 12 seasons of it. I think they're on Hulu, most of them. And that show is, by far, that's the best survival show of all of them. Because that literally, they'll put, I think the first season there was like 10 of them, and they've evolved over the years. But basically, they'll go, the first couple seasons, they're like in Vancouver, but they've gone to South America, the Arctic Circle. They've gone to various locations all over the globe each season. But they'll make these folks live remotely. They'll put them on a piece of land out there, and they got to survive. And they give them, I think they're allowed to bring 10 items from this. They get like a list of 50, and they can pick 10 items from the list of 50, and it's items like a sleeping bag or a ferro rod to help start fires, or a sleeping bag or something. I think the clothing on their back doesn't count, but they can bring like a fishing net or some hooks or whatever. They get some, 10 items to kind of, I think even food's allowed, but no one ever picks food because these are all trapper, hunter, fisher, hunter-gatherer types, and so they get their food. But anyway, and so they literally but they'll be out there for 70, 80, 90 days just living, and half the time it's not so much the survival part that gets them, it's the alone part that gets them, because they really don't have contact with anybody, with the exception of like the once or twice a week whenever they come and do like a health check on them. But like they run their own cameras. They don't have like a camera crew. It's all, it's all done. And so they stick them out and they live. And I don't know, I'm fascinated by these shows. But if you like them and have never seen them, there's like 12 seasons of it on Hulu, and you can spend the whole weekend watching them. But those are kind of fun. But now I'm kind of venturing into offshoot ones. Like I found another show on Netflix, and I can't remember the name of it, but it's like another one of these survival ones, but they're like teams. And so they have like just a group of like 16 people, and they say, okay, you got to survive out here. Last team that's out here wins. The only rule is you have to be on a team. And so they kind of divide them initially into 4 different equal teams, but things evolve and move and, down to one team. But it's kind of interesting. So it's that's got a neat social game. But I started watching it the other day on Netflix. And so I don't know why. Now I'm pigeonholed myself into all these. What's going to happen is I'm going to burn myself out. And here in probably a couple days, I'm never going to watch one of these for like 10 years. But for now, I'm all about them. And because weirdly enough, had I, a younger Mike, not me now because I'm a hot mess, but younger Mike would have enjoyed doing an alone show. Like, I am an Eagle Scout. I do have some wilderness survival skills. I'm not what you call like that type. I don't live in Maine or the mountains somewhere and, live off the grid or nothing like that. I'm not that guy. But if someone puts me in the woods alone and says, you got to survive, I can figure it out. I can survive with the right amount of things, You just got to be resourceful. But and I got that mindset. I know how it, I in my head, I'm sure I'd probably get smoked. I'd probably be out there 3 days and be crying like a baby. But in my head, I feel like I could do that one. And 50-year-old Mike, not going to do it. But like 30-year-old Mike would have done it. And I would have enjoyed it. That would have been neat. Just the thought of like living in the, I'd have to brush up on the trapping and that stuff. I'm not that proficient in that kind of thing. I mean, I can fish. Hook and water, but maybe making the nets and all that, I'd have to do some skill practice in there. And I have to brush up on my fire skills because it's been a minute since I made fire with something other than a match. So, magnifying glasses. Of course, it depends on, like a lot of times they're buried in the woods, so a magnifying glass would not help them because there's like no sun. It's really good. And again, that gets part into that alone part. Like there's one season where they're in Alaska, and it is getting to that part where there's no daylight or very little daylight each day, and you could tell it impacts them. Like you could see their whole mentality just drain quickly once they start hitting that part of the season. So it's interesting. It's a good show. If you love a study of people, Alone's a good show to feed your obsession. It's just a good one. All right, it is 8:15. Let's get you up to date on the weather. If I can get my mouse to the spot. There it is.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty windy today, gusts of 40 to 45 miles an hour. We have a high wind warning in effect and a red flag warning in effect for high wildfire risk. Sunshine in mid-60s for today. Overnight, the wind will calm down a little bit. We'll be down around 30 and clear. Not as windy on Saturday, about 60 and sunny. Mix of sun and clouds and upper 50s on Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 35 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 57%. Winds are calm at the moment. As I mentioned earlier, we do have a red flag warning that's going to kick in beginning at 10 a.m., and that's going to remain in effect through 7 p.m. this evening. That's because it's going to be windy. Patchy blowing dust kicking up after 11 this morning. Sunny and 65. That's the good news. But the winds will be blowing out of the south this morning at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Those winds are going to shift later this afternoon out of the west and increase 20 to 30 miles per hour, gusting as high as 40 miles per hour. Clear skies for tonight, looking at an overnight low of 30 with northwest winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. For your weekend on Saturday, sunny skies, 59 for a high Saturday. Winds out of the north, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, we're looking at sunny skies, once again a high of 59 with south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Monday, when you head back to work and school and what have you, sunny and 64, but then things kick up. 80 and sunny on Tuesday, 83 and sunny on Wednesday, 79 and sunny on Thursday. So T-shirt weather next week looks like. And it's going to mess with the trees and everything. We'll probably start leaves and all. You know how it goes. It's going to mess with that. So, and then we'll get another frost. So welcome to New Mexico. All right, it is closing in on 18 minutes after 7 o'clock. We're going to take a 2-minute commercial break here, and then on the other side, we're going to play our interview with Crystal Noble from the Roswell Humane Society. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Hey, Roswell, it's Ford Truck Month, and your friends at Roswell Ford are rolling out massive savings on all new Fords and 000. You heard right. During Ford Truck Month, get 0% financing for 60 months, 0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days. Plus, Roswell Ford needs your trade today, so we are willing to overpay. We'll do whatever it takes to get you released from your car, truck, or SUV, even if you owe thousands more than your trade is worth. So you can upgrade to a new Ford for less, with 0% financing for 60 months, 0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days. Roswell Ford has partnered with more aggressive lenders that will push to approve your credit with great rates and terms, even if it's less than perfect. Get on board at Roswell Ford. Upgrade to a new Ford today and get huge American-made savings with 0% financing for 60 months, 0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days during Ford Truck Month. 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com.
Interest accrues from date of sale. 0 APR is $16.67 per thousand. Financed on 2025 F-150s. Subject to lender approval. Offers not combined on select vehicles.
God uses ordinary people to do extraordinary things. The Bible tells the story of Gideon, and he's a great example of that. Gideon was hiding from his enemy. When the angel of the Lord appeared to Gideon, he said this, "The Lord is with you, mighty warrior." And Gideon politely says, "What warrior? Why me?" He was from the weakest tribe, the weakest of his family. But the Lord said, "Go in the strength you have and save Israel out of the enemy's hand. Am I not sending you?" God was basically saying, go with the strength of the Lord, not the strength of men. Gideon even tests God to make sure God really wanted to use him. Then God sent Gideon into battle with 300 against thousands, and they defeated the enemy. As you face challenges in your life that seem to be more than you can handle, trust God to get you through. As the Apostle Paul says, you are able to do immeasurably more than all God asks or imagines, according to the power that is at work within you. So the bottom line is, you can trust God's strength to lead you through.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. China has more English speakers than the United States. They have more Chinese speakers, too. Here's Mike Winters.
After 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Humane Society, Crystal Noble back with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
How's life at the kennels today?
It is good. Weird weather, but it's good.
Yeah, I imagine with the, warm and cold and
during the day,
rain.
I got the air conditioner on.
Yeah, so.
Nighttime heater.
But I guess a good season for walking dogs.
It is. It's a really good season. Our dog walkers have been coming earlier and earlier and staying later and later. However, with the wind, it makes it a little bit uncomfortable to be out there.
Yesterday and today probably weren't the best days to do it, but by Thursday, I think we'll be back in business here.
And then I think we get a break, and then we get more winds over the weekend.
Yeah, but I think we're in the 70s again next week, so it's good. So we're in that spring-like weather, kind of.
I know. Somebody needs to teach the groundhog how to determine weather.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of a weird time. But that being said, if you do love, hanging out with the pets, it is a great service to get the dogs active and being used to hanging around people and doing family stuff and playing and going out for walks and socializing. That's very important for these dogs to help them get adopted and things like that. So plus it's just good mental health for the dogs and for yourself too.
It is. A lot of people say that they get more therapy from spending time with animals than talking to a counselor.
Absolutely. And plus this works great for folks because I know like some people love pets but they don't live in a home that can really house a pet.
Russell's becoming more and more strict on what they will and won't allow for pet wise. So if you live in an area that doesn't allow pets, come and hang out with us.
Yeah, come, and that way you can get your fix, roll around on it. And even on days that the weather's not agreeable, they have the meet and greet room, and you can take pets that are obviously able to go in there and play on the floor with them and toss the toy around or tug of war or stuff like that.
We have a few dogs that are smaller, and so when they go out to the park, they're like, I don't want to be out here.
Yeah.
So we put anybody that wants to hang out with them into one of the small visit rooms, and then give them some toys and treats and just let them have a ball.
Yeah, kind of little romper room in there, let them play around. But it's great. And same thing with cats, too. If you're a cat person, you want to do that. Obviously, you can't take the cats for walks, but we can definitely do the one-on-one.
No, but we have the stick with the string and the feather that you can walk them around the room.
Yeah, there you go. And, they'll definitely, and they love attention over there,
They
too.
do. I laugh because some of the cats we have right now, Milo's one of them, and Gray is another one. When you walk by, they stick their paws out and they go like this.
Yeah.
And then Milo, he'll be like, hey, 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 hey. And then when you walk up, he's like, hey.
Yeah, they're fun to hang out with too. So, but and those are great ways to support, even if you can't adopt or but if you really you get your fix in that way. And then when you do find a place that allows you to have pets, and come on down and adopt one.
Yes. We have cats. We have younger cats, not like young small kittens, but 3 to 4 month old kittens.
Maybe that they're not kitten size, but they're still kitten mentality kind of thing. Yeah.
Yes. We have a lot of cats. A lot of cats right now. We don't have a lot of small dogs, but we do have a lot of large dogs, which that's something we normally always have, is a lot of large dogs.
Sure.
For whatever the last few years, large dogs just haven't been very popular. And there's honestly really...
Well, they're more expensive generally just because they feed them and everything else.
Yeah. The few that we have that have been there quite a while, Chisholm, he's such a good boy. And I wouldn't even consider him a large dog. I'd go on the medium side. Mm-hmm. He loves walks. He loves kids. He loves other dogs.
It's just not a carry around in your pocket dog.
No.
Probably wants to be a lap dog.
He could be a backpack dog.
Yeah.
But he's super great. Then we have Duke and Nico. They're both, boxer mixes, and they're probably about 60 pounds and super sweet. Duke just does not like other dogs. And it's not that he doesn't like them. He just doesn't like...
territorial, maybe? Or?
No, he doesn't like them sniffing him.
Okay.
He's one way,
Gotcha.
He wants to sniff all over them, but when it's the return time, he's like, no, I don't like that. I don't want you to do that.
Gotcha.
So
don't get to know me.
Yeah, no. He has a personal bubble, but he wants to invade theirs.
Gotcha. Okay.
But he's such a good boy. He walks super great. When a lot of the volunteers that take him out, like, he's super excited in the beginning, but as soon as he gets outside, he's like, okay, let's go. And he just walks.
This dog likes the thought of things, but actually doing them, not so. It's like, hey, you want to go out? Yeah, I do. Yeah, all right, now what?
So, and then we have Aggie. Aggie is an Aussie mix, and he's young, about 1.5 years now. Loves to play with the ball.
Probably full of energy. Those Aussies.
Some days yes, and some days no. Like some days
those
he's
Aussies
like,
usually are balls of energy.
I know. Some days he's like balls to the wall, and then other days he's like, let's just go for a delightful stroll.
Okay. How old is the dog? About a year and a half. So that's puppy mentality still. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But he sits, he stays, he fetches.
Okay. So
he just does not like cats.
Okay. Sounds like a good family dog though.
He loves kids. He sees kids and the whole little light bulb goes off in his head and he's ready. He's like, let's go, let's go, let's go.
I could easily see that playing fetch or whatever with that dog for hours in the backyard with the kids or rolling around.
The kid's arms getting tired. The dog's like, I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not done.
And sounds like be very open to more training and things too if you want to get pretty intense with it.
So into whoever is like walking him or handling him. Like, he pays so much attention.
Like, I could easily see this dog doing the stuff I like to do when I had my sissy and on the, holding them on command to go release and all that. Probably would love doing that kind of stuff.
I laugh because, I look and I'm like, oh, my God, he'd be like the agility dog. Like,
yeah, exactly. Jumps over your back to catch the Frisbee thingy.
Yeah. Yes.
Does the leaping into the pool for distance. And, yeah, it sounds like one of those dogs. Because I think, aren't they, they're herders, right?
They are.
They're sheep herders.
Yeah, they're like the
what they're bred for. Yeah, yep. And so those are generally very working dogs, very good. Farm and ranch dogs. Those are generally perfect for those kinds.
When your kids aren't coming back, you just release the dog.
Yeah, it wrangles. Yeah,
go get him.
Yeah.
But he's such a good boy. He loves to be with just somebody. He's more into the one-on-one. Let's have time and attention. And then he's like, okay, let's play.
Sure.
Let's time and attention. If you're chilling on the couch, he'd probably lay right next to you until you got up, and then he'd be like, okay, the zoomies.
Then it's 100 miles an hour.
Yep.
Gotcha. So, but sounds like very much eager to kind of adapt to your lifestyle.
Yes.
But that being said, you might want to have some activity in your lifestyle.
Yeah. And then we have some shepherd mixes. Caroline, she looks like a German shepherd with short legs.
Okay.
Super sweet. Walks great. Not overly energetic. She just has everybody has their beginning excitements. And then she calms right down.
Well, and that's why generally shepherds are used for the work they've done with police work and search and rescue work and things like that, because they're very trainable dogs. But they also are good at bonding, whereas they'll attach to and be that protector, be that soulmate type dog. Shepherds everyone I've met always have. I mean, they're friendly dogs, but everyone I know always attach themselves to someone hard,
right?
And are like that's their one seed kind of thing,
And then we still have Leonard, and he's the rot mix, the goofiest dog. Super sweet, super funny. Whenever the volunteers go in to harness him up, he stands up on the fence and he's assuming the position because they put the harness over his head and then it goes down his chest and then it buckles around and he
just knows.
He just does that. And it's funny because they tell him, come on, let's go for a walk. And he goes,
hold on.
He's like, I got to assume the position. But he's so sweet. He loves to just be with people. Like the second he's with you, he's just like, la, la, la,
That's
la,
cool.
la.
Well, and that's generally like when you see, that's like a sign. Like when a dog, walking in, it does the position. That's kind of that sign that's saying, I do, when they're that eager and they're that alert and attentive to know, okay, when I do this, that means that means they're really into what's going to happen.
And he loves to play with the ball. We have a couple of volunteers that have one of the long leads, so that way they can't, because we don't have any open areas that's fenced in for them to go off leash.
Can't just turn them loose.
So they have the really long leads, and so they'll throw the ball probably the length of the lead, and then he'll run for it and he'll bring it back, and then she'll throw it again. And he loves it. He probably could do that for hours and not get bored. He's just a good boy.
Yeah. So again, another great family dog. And so, and now that the weather's getting nicer, if you're looking for
pretty soon it's going to be too hot for all of this because our weather's kicking into gear way early.
Yeah, but now's good time to come down to the kennel and see some of these dogs and meet them and hopefully make them permanent family members here.
Yes. And then also while you're there, you could swing over to the thrift store.
Yeah.
Today's new Wednesday day.
Oh, that's right. It is. That's right, because it's a Wednesday. Normally we do these on Thursdays.
Yeah.
Today's new stuff day.
Yes,
the
new
10
stuff
o'clock
day.
club will be, they're probably starting to meticulate now here, matter of factly.
Today, what they're going to do, since the weather is off and on, warm, cold, they're going to do all sweaters, hoodies, and cardigans are going to be all half off today.
Okay. So save on, which I got to be honest, where I'm at in my life, I'm like wearing that kind of stuff all year now. You know what I mean? Even at home in the summer, I'm in a hoodie.
I love hoodies, and I get so mad that we don't have longer hoodie season here.
Yeah, I'm living in hoodies a lot lately. That's kind of a.
They have a few shelving units, the plastic ones that you put together yourself.
Yeah.
They have a few of those. They have a really nice toddler crib, more like crib than toddler bed, and then I guess they go into a little.
So it's
day
a
bed.
kind of a adjustable where you can start as a crib and work it up to a toddler bed.
And it's got a brand new mattress with it.
Okay.
Very nice. She's got a few flat screen TVs, some lamps, some really cool looking lamps. I know lamps aren't as popular as they used to be.
Ain't nothing wrong with some great lamps. Because I hate fluorescent lights. I hate overhead lights. I'm a lamp guy.
And I'm the one, why is there a lamp in every room? Flip the light on. But then I'm also the one who left the light on.
Right.
Running around
Well,
shutting
if
them all
I'm
off.
looking for things, I want those lights. But if I'm in the room to chill, I want a lamp.
Oh, see, I'm just shut the dark. Anybody looking to travel, Sean? They have some suitcases.
Okay.
Quite a bit of suitcases. A really nice pet section, like pet clothing, costumes, and some harnesses. Petco gave us quite a bit of stuff.
I gotta be honest, when it comes to luggage, buying brand new is a mistake.
It's expensive.
Well, and that's just it. Your luggage gets beat up, no matter how hard you want to make it. Because it's so much out of your control. So especially if you travel on planes or cruise ships or anything like that, there's so much time where you don't have your luggage. And I've seen them. I see them throwing their luggage on the planes. I've seen them throwing them into the cargo holds of these boats and things, or through the TSA deals.
Right.
And they beat the living snot out of them. So and my wife is kind of that luggage kind of, with her purse fetish, it does kind of matriculate into luggage too a little bit. And she'll be buying this high-end luggage. I'm like, it's going to get beat up and look like dog crap the second time you use this stuff.
Yep.
And so I'm like, yeah, go buy the most durable Samsonite, whatever it is, doesn't look pretty, pay, half the price for it here. And, because at the end of the day, it's going to get tossed, thrown around, and beat up. It's just, That's what happens to luggage.
It is. And I think a lot of people, they buy it just because they're going to do a one-time trip, and they don't need it anymore. The majority of stuff that they get a lot of the time looks pretty much brand new.
Yeah. Or it'll be the one bag. Like if it's a set or like a 4-piece, they use the big bag.
Yep.
But then they got 3 other bags that they still got the tags in them if you look.
Yeah. I know there's going to be some school dances coming coming up. And so they do have a lot of girls' formal wear.
Prom season will be here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of guy stuff, but a lot of girl stuff. A lot of blankets and comforters. I know this weekend we're supposed to drop down a little bit cooler.
That's just a good idea to have
I'm
a blankets in your house.
Blanket and a bad word I can't say afterwards on live radio. I'm always hot, but I always want a blanket.
Right.
It's so weird. I am that blanket person. I'm like, oh, I need a blankie.
Then you get another blanket and you're like, that's too hot.
I'm like, okay, this one's too hot. Now I need this one because this one's lighter.
Well, and what the real problem is, then you put the blanket on and then 3 animals show up. And then it gets...
Yeah. Last night, I didn't kick my foot up in the recliner, and my sister's dog was like, hey. Yeah. And I was like, I'm not putting my foot up. And she's like, well, then I'm just going to sit in your lap. And I'm like, okay, this is a little bit awkward. But I was like, no.
It's like, your move.
Yeah. She's like, hey, you could have put your foot up and it'd have been more comfortable.
Yeah.
Clothes, they always have a lot of clothes. So many clothes. Men's, kids' clothes, women's, dress wear.
I'm telling you, if you're looking for business casual, business attire, clothing, and especially if you're starting a new job or something, and you got to get a new work load, go to the thrift store.
They have so much.
They have high stuff that people paid hundreds of dollars for. That's practically brand new, and you're going to get quality clothing, pennies on the dollar. You can basically get a week's worth of clothing for probably the cost of one of those outfits new.
Right. And a lot of the times, I'm infamous for this. If I go to the store, I see something I like, I buy it, it doesn't fit right. Instead of returning it, I just throw it in the closet.
Right.
And then I go through my
closet. Or if it's just a
closet.
little too small, you're like, well, I'll lose some weight, or I'll do. Yeah, I know them.
Yeah.
I know the stories we tell ourselves.
So, I take clothes all the time, or John will see something and he'll get it, and then he was like, no, it doesn't fit right. I don't like the way it fits.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I take it to the thrift store. A lot of the stuff that we get at the thrift store is from people like that, that, bought it. Oh, I'll get into it. No, I'm not getting into it. And then we get really good clothing.
Yep, absolutely. It happens all the time. So please come in. And I just know it's crazy expensive to buy business dresses and
it is.
And
they
suits
have a lot of professional wear dresses. They have summer wear dresses, winter wear dresses. They have a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
They also have a really good selection in the book room. Abby works very hard at keeping that stocked up and little library themed.
If you have a child, I would say you should be in there at least once a month, going through there and getting books and things like that. And you could, if I get it, they're kids, but if they don't destroy them and they're done with them, you can just return them, give them back, donate them back, and then go grab another batch of books for $5 and let them read, because at the end of the day, they're the books. They're these books, and they're not unless you're having more kids, you're not going to, once Dr. Seuss, that phase is over, it's over. You know what I mean? And they're Dr. Seuss books. They're not like these vaults of treasure that people are collecting. There's 100 million of them.
Right.
Donate them back.
They have a Century safe, and I don't know if anybody knows how much those are when you buy them brand new. They are not cheap. They have the key for it.
Okay.
And then she has a Culligan water dispenser, but it's the one, instead of you flipping it upside down, you put it inside the bottom, and then you stick the hose in, and then it pumps it up.
Okay.
It does hot water, it does room temperature water, and it does ice cold water.
So it's probably a little easier to load and everything with the less.
Just slide it in the bottom instead of hoisting it up.
Oh, only spilled 4 drops. Yeah.
And that looks it looks fairly new. It doesn't look like it was used very much.
Okay.
It has the instruction sticker still on the front, how to set up.
Okay.
So maybe it was never even set up, not sure. They have that listed for $150, and brand new they're $200 to $300.
Okay, so you can save yourself some money right there on a like you said, gently used filtered water Culligan dispenser there. So yeah,
and I believe it does hold a 5-gallon.
Okay, so it'll be, depending on how big your household is, it'll last you a minute. So.
Or how much water you drink.
Yeah.
But they always have a lot of new stuff that comes in on a daily basis.
Absolutely, be checking back.
If there's something specific you're looking for, ask her. Say, hey, do you guys ever get this in? And if she says yeah, say, hey, when you get something in, can you call me?
Yeah, let me know.
And I can come down, take a look. See
and
if
it's everything from wheelchairs to furniture to collectibles.
If you need walkers, like just your regular walkers, not the real expensive Rolade walkers or canes and stuff like that, crutches, they have them so much. They have a whole section that's just walkers.
And there's all the designs from probably the 3-legged one to the single jobbers to the like you said, the little bit more elaborate ones, or ones that probably, I've seen some of them and they got like a whole storage kit, and like especially the push ones. Like you'll see them push ones. Like my I guess it would have been my grandmother-in-law. She had one, and boy howdy, she had her whole life in that thing. It was like from remotes to phone to
because they make like the walker bags where you put stuff in the front, little pockets.
Yeah.
And then they have the lift up seat, and they have the little basket underneath it where you could store stuff.
Yeah. And plus it's like a chair when it's not, I was like, I ain't gonna lie.
That looks kind of fun.
Kind of handy. but be on the lookout. There's always that kind of stuff going through the doors
and if those are things that, you need, or somebody that needs them, tell them to come by, take a look.
And then you need them for a couple years, and then you don't,
Right, if you have a surgery and you need it for a little bit of time.
For a rehab situation, absolutely.
Instead of buying them brand new.
Which they get expensive, even if you just go down to like Walmart or something and do it, they're pretty expensive.
Do you know what's even horrible? I bought my knee scooter. Not even a week after I had my surgery, guess what got donated?
Oh, a scooter?
A knee scooter. I was like, really?
Missed it by this much there.
Yep.
But and then conversely, too, if you've got stuff you'd like to donate, call ahead on most of it, especially if it's bigger items that require taking up space, furniture, things like that. We would love to take it off your hands. Sometimes it's a good time. Sometimes it just depends on how full the storage room is. And they'll come and pick it up and set up the range for delivery or pick up and things like that. Yeah, if you need it picked up,
just tell them, hey, would you be able to pick it up?
Yeah.
They do pickups on Tuesdays if Camille has full staff.
Sure. And space and everything else.
If Wednesdays or through Saturdays aren't a good day for you, she does do Tuesdays. So when you call down there, just ask for Camille and say, I need to schedule a pickup.
But they do a good job working with you. They're appreciative of all that stuff. But, and obviously the drop off donations and things, if it doesn't, don't put it, if it's not in the bin, then don't leave it out there.
We do ask that, if you're going to leave donations, do it during business hours, not after hours, because a lot of the times when it's after hours, it does not make it to the store.
People rummage through and there's a history there and it's not good. So that way your donation goes to where it intends to. And conversely, if you're some of the folks that need help and you go through the bins, come talk to Camille.
Come in during the business hours.
Yeah, come during store hours there and talk to her. More than likely, she'll give you what you need, help you out here. And at the most she'll ask for is, hey, if you got time, come back later and help clean some kennels or come fill some litter boxes.
Come help me hang some clothes.
Yeah, or organize my bookshelf or something. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what
If anybody has met Camille and talked to Camille for any length of time, they will know she has a heart of gold and would do anything to help anybody.
Yeah, and this is something that it's kind of been a long-standing thing that you guys have with other thrift stores around town. If they have residents or folks that have special needs, they'll come and shop there, and vice versa. If you run into someone with some needs, they'll send them over to or send them to their way.
Right.
And it's just an unwritten rule that kind of happens there. And so if you are in need, work with the system. And there's these folks that literally they just help people every day. And it's if you talk to people, just come in there and say, hey, I really am down my luck. I need some clothes. Can you help me out?
Yeah.
I'll work. I'll do whatever you need me to do. And talk to her. She'll work with you.
Don't feel ashamed because everybody's had hard times.
Absolutely. And that's what it's all about, and helping out. And same thing with the taking care of these pets. If you have the ability to make donations, great. Food, the dry dog food or the canned foods, the cat food. Stay away from the red dye, the red 5 or whatever it is.
Just if you look at any of the food packages, the majority of them have a display of what the food looks like.
Yeah.
If it has just the slightest tinge of red or any kind of red, we try to avoid that because we look at their feces to see, if they have blood in their stools and stuff like that. And the food discolors the dye discolors their stools.
You get some false indications. And plus, it's generally just not healthy for the pet to
just like
begin
for
with.
us.
So,
Red dye's not good for us.
So if you do a safe bet is always the pedigree chicken. That's usually a pretty...
And it's pretty cost effective. It's not the most expensive out there. And you get
it's quality that's
45, 50 pound bag of food.
Yeah. Quality that's not bougie, because nowadays it's easy. It's like
you could get bougie real quick.
It's like Michelin star food for a dog. I'm like, all right, I get eating healthy, but come on now, I ain't eating Michelin star.
I'm eating top ramen.
Right.
I eat top ramen so my dog can have Michelin star.
Right. We're having hot dogs. The dog's having steak tartare.
Right. What are you doing for Valentine's Day? My dog's having filet mignon.
Right.
But if you want to know, if there are things that you have around the house that you want to know if it's donatable, we have a wish list on our website.
Absolutely.
Used towels, blankets, sheets, washcloths. We use all of that when we bathe the dogs, dry the dishes.
Cleaning supplies are always,
bleach. Yeah, those are the easiest.
Standard. There's always a standing order for that kind of stuff.
Pine-Sol.
Push brooms and mops, things like that, stuff that go through, on a monthly basis kind of deal.
Yep.
Or weekly basis, depending on how bad
bags,
we can. Yeah.
33-gallon trash bags.
The big black lawn and leaf style bigger bags, those bigger ones there. Those have multiple purposes.
Because we have to haul trash out on a daily. Twice a day.
And monetary always helps too, because that covers vet bills or covers, we're running low on litter, then we'll go buy a pallet of litter or whatever we need to do here. So
if you want to get cat litter, just the cheap clay cat litter, nothing fancy.
Yeah, the cheaper better, really. The high fancy stuff. Now, if you do have a half a bag of that color stuff, you can donate it and we'll use it for special cases. But if you're buying litter for litter, the El Cheapo clay non-clumping is all you need.
Get a big 55-pound bag of it at Sam's Club for $9.
Yeah, that's more than ample.
Mm-hmm.
And that stuff's always standing order type stuff. If you do donate chew toys and things, please be a little more careful on that one. Like any of that rawhide stuff and all that, just steer clear of that. It's all choking hazard.
We try to stick to the Kong brand because so far it's been pretty reliable.
Okay.
Haven't had any dogs destroy them as easily.
Right.
And we have peanut butter to stuff them in. Thanks to Juanita at the Farm and Ranch Candle. Nice. She bought us a ton of peanut butter.
But as just a rule of thumb, if you have dogs and you do buy them chew things, stick to the natural bones, the natural elements.
Because the rawhide can splinter. They don't digest it as well, just like the pig ears. We've had issues in the past with animals not properly being able to digest the pig ears.
At best, you cut up their mouths. At worst, you create
digestive issues.
Huge digestive problems. Yeah, exactly. And I get it. They love them.
We all love the things that aren't great for us.
Yeah, but stick to the natural ones on that. But those get expensive. Don't worry about those with the Humane Society. But for your own personal pets and things like that.
Yeah.
But those kind of donations are also always very helpful. Another great way to be a supporter is becoming a member of the Humane Society. Your family, kids, pets, anybody can become a member. There's various levels of membership, and all of your dues goes back to paying and taking care of the pets and everything. So, and plus you get newsletter, you get to be part of the quarterly meetings, and you have a say in how the thing happens there too. But it is a great way to support. And
it does. And we send out, featured pets, things going on at the thrift store, highlighting volunteers, highlighting employees. So just kind of letting you know what's going on a little bit more of a personal note with the kennels and the thrift store.
Plus you get to find, you get a lot of the cool stories and I highly recommend you like and follow the Humane Society's Facebook page.
Yes.
Because all the time you'll see, obviously you'll see pets all the time looking for homes and things, but a lot of times you'll be like, oh, remember Lucky? Or, remember this pet? And now you see them with their family a year later and they're doing great.
Yeah, we love when you adopt a pet and you send us like fun updates.
Yeah.
Ricket, which used to be Charlie. We got the real fun update from him. He has his own TikTok page and he's got followers.
Celebrity now, huh?
He is.
That's fun. See what people do with the pets and seeing them on their happy lives. But please support all of this, and then if you're looking for a pet, please come adopt. If you walk through the Humane Society and none of the cats or dogs resonate with you, please walk right next door to Animal Control. You're also rescuing pets when you adopt from them.
And we tell everybody, if they didn't see something, we always tell them check with the Animal Control behind us. We share a parking lot, and it's convenient for everybody.
Absolutely. And please note that obviously there's requirements for pets. They're going to inspect homes and things for dogs and fenced-in yards, et cetera. But also note, regardless of where you live, a pet that leaves either Animal Control or the Humane Society will be sent to a vet for spay or neuter and will be microchipped. That's just the law. It's city ordinance. Even if you don't live in the city, that because you're adopting from a city facility or a facility within city limits, you have to abide by city ordinance.
Yes.
So that is the rule. So just so you can argue that 9 ways to Sunday with them, you're not going to win. That's how it goes. Is there anything we missed?
No, I think we're good.
Good deal. Come shop, come save, come donate, come support. That's a great way if you can't have a pet in your home, then come support the thrift store, come volunteer. It's a great way to support and to get into a situation in life where you can bring a pet into your home.
Yes.
Good deal. Well, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. See you in a couple weeks.
We'll see you next time.
This is an SRN News special report. A key element of President Trump's economic program is struck down by the U.S. Supreme Court. I'm Rich Thomason. The justices have ruled against the president's sweeping global tariffs. Today's decision centers on tariffs imposed under an emergency powers law, including the broad reciprocal tariffs he levied on many other countries, friend and foe alike. Mr. Trump argued an absolute legal right to impose those levies.
The language is clear that I have the right to do it as president. I have the right to put tariffs on for national security purposes, countries that have been ripping us off for years. You know what they were doing? Using tariffs.
Mr. Trump has been outspoken about the case, casting it as one of the most important cases in U.S. history, saying that a ruling against him would be an economic body blow to the country. The Trump tariffs struck down by the Supreme Court. I'm Rich Thomason.
Now, time for another Otis Advisory.
You have to try this. Play CNN backwards and watch what happens. Gas is half price. Cork's back in the bottle in Del Rio. And the other guy is in the White House. And the First Lady is a whole lot better looking. Now, that's not all. Play CNN backwards and you've still got a job and a T-bone. And the Marxist statuary in the park, well, that's just Harpo. And Groucho and ligature marks, all the funny ones. Sandy, oh communist Cortez, is back to just a bartender in Brooklyn. And Fang Fang is back working at the laundromat in East Riverside. Hell, Dallas is back at brunch, as is God's plan. All back to normal. You can even brown your own chicken again without people looking at you funny. But the intelligentsia, they still can't find their laptops. Like the Wiener laptop, that was first, left at the misogynist parlor. Or the Hunter laptop, left behind with the Maytag repairman to get laundered. Play CNN backwards, and you'd think Hunter would get his laptop back. And his daddy would be out of work. Look, if you're too woke to sleep, like John Kerry, try playing CNN backwards at your house. It's like aromatherapy for the undecided. The big con is coming of age, and you get the presents. This is your Uncle Otis, and I'll see you at the Peace Mark.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty windy today, gusts of 40 to 45 miles an hour. We have a high wind warning in effect and a red flag warning in effect for high wildfire risk. Sunshine in mid-60s for today. Overnight, the wind will calm down a little bit. We'll be down around 30 and clear. Not as windy on Saturday, about 60 and sunny. Mix of sun and clouds and upper 50s on Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All across America, this is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report, sponsored by Abacus Global Management.
Good morning, I'm John Terrett. Walmart, the world's biggest store, reported earnings yesterday. Walmart had a strong fourth quarter holiday season, but its full year earnings outlook was cautious amid what the company called a somewhat unstable backdrop. Walmart was up 3% initially, but it ended the day lower. Meanwhile, Amazon has overtaken Walmart in annual revenue for the very first time. The trade deficit, that's the difference between what America sells to the rest of the world and what we buy in, increased in 2025, reaching fresh highs. It wasn't supposed to. This happened despite tariffs, which in theory should have swung things in our favor, but apparently didn't. On the markets, Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P were all in the red, but the Russell was in the green, as were energy and industrial stocks. Oil prices remain elevated with eyes on Iran this weekend. Good news for home buyers. Mortgage rates, the lowest since 2022. That's still quite high, you say, but remember a year ago, that was closer to 7%. And Carvana, you know those towers you see full of cars in shopping malls. You think, what's going on there? It's Carvana. Stock down 9% yesterday after a profits miss and a vague outlook. So on to today. More inflation data coming, this time PCE, and there's another chance for the Supreme Court to rule on the legality of President Trump's global tariffs. But to be fair, I've said that before. With business, I'm John Terrett.
This is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report, sponsored by Abacus Global Management.
What if the future of finance wasn't built around averages, but around you? At Abacus Global Management, we're reshaping financial planning around the most personal data point, your lifespan. But it's more than just insight, it's control. As a technology-driven asset manager, we're empowering investors with an integrated system to take command of your time, your future, your financial destiny. This is a new era of investing. Take control at abacusgm.com.
When you or a loved one need medical transport, Trans-Aero answers the call. Trans-Aero Medevac operates 3 rotorcraft bases and 1 fixed-wing base in southeastern New Mexico, allowing them to respond quickly to emergencies across diverse terrains. Their fleet extends coverage deep into New Mexico and West Texas, including Artesia, Carlsbad, Roswell, Ruidoso, Midland, Lubbock, and the surrounding areas, ready to answer the call when every second counts. Trans-Aero Medevac, proudly serving southeastern New Mexico and West Texas. Flown for free, thanks to the partnership from the City of Artesia and Trans-Aero Medevac. Life support by air.
Artesia General Hospital presents ways to keep your home healthy this winter. Picture it, your home on a cool evening. The heater's humming, the family's cozy, and everyone is staying healthy because you planned ahead. Start with flu shots for the whole family and remind the little ones, washing hands is a superpower. Next, balance those holiday meals. Add roasted veggies, swap sugary drinks for water, and enjoy rich foods in smaller portions. And while you enjoy that warm indoor air, remember, your skin needs care too. Moisturize daily, run a humidifier, and drink plenty of water. A healthy home makes for a joyful season. These healthy living reminders are brought to you by Artesia General Hospital, ready to help take care of you and your family.
God uses ordinary people to do extraordinary things. The Bible tells the story of Gideon, and he's a great example of that. Gideon was hiding from his enemy. When the angel of the Lord appeared to Gideon, he said this, "The Lord is with you, mighty warrior." And Gideon politely says, "What warrior? Why me?" He was from the weakest tribe, the weakest of his family. But the Lord said, "Go in the strength you have and save Israel out of the enemy's hand. Am I not sending you?" God was basically saying, go with the strength of the Lord, not the strength of men. Gideon even tests God to make sure God really wanted to use him. Then God sent Gideon into battle with 300 against thousands, and they defeated the enemy. As you face challenges in your life that seem to be more than you can handle, trust God to get you through. As the Apostle Paul says, you are able to do immeasurably more than all God asks or imagines, according to the power that is at work within you. So the bottom line is, you can trust God's strength to lead you through.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Ready, set, hurry on down to Tate Branch Roswell, where we finish first. Experience the Tate Branch difference here at Tate Branch Roswell, where business is done the Tate Branch way with honesty and integrity to deliver an exceptional customer experience. We have a huge selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs that are priced to move and are backed with a lifetime powertrain warranty. It's all backed by friendly hometown customer service that puts you first every time. So don't wait. Head on down to Tate Branch Roswell right here at 2000 West 2nd Street and drive home happy today. Tate Branch Roswell. Come experience the world-class experience you have been waiting for.
The FFA chapters of Chavez and Eddy County, growing the next generation of leaders that will change the world. Amigo Machinery, your local Kubota dealer, proudly partners with KSVP TV and the FFA chapters of Chavez and Eddy County to live stream chapter speeches and celebrate these future leaders. FFA Week, February 21st through 28th. Brought to you by Amigo Machinery, your local Kubota dealer, 2801 Southeast Main in Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Did you know you share your birthday with at least 9 million other people in the world? Your birthday isn't feeling so special now, is it? Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. We're closing in on 9 o'clock. Town Hall News up next. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. We'll be back on the other side of news.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. A key element of President Trump's economic program has been struck down by the U.S. Supreme Court. The justices, in a 6-3 decision, have ruled against Mr. Trump's sweeping global tariffs. Today's decision centers on tariffs imposed under an emergency powers law, including the broad reciprocal tariffs he levied on many other countries, friend and foe alike. The president argued absolute legal authority to impose the levy.
The language is clear that I have the right to do it as president. I have the right to put tariffs on for national security purposes, countries that have been ripping us off for years. You know what they were doing? Using tariffs.
Mr. Trump has said that a ruling in this case against him would be an economic body blow to the country. Those nurses' picket lines may soon be coming down.
Nurses on strike at a major New York City hospital system have reached a tentative deal to end a strike that's lasted more than a month. The roughly 4,200 nurses at New York Presbyterian were the last holdouts in the largest and longest walkout of nurses in New York City's history. They've now approved a tentative contract that will now go to union members for a vote. If ratified, nurses would return to work as early as next week. Some 10,500 nurses from 2 other large hospitals have already approved new 3-year contracts. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
America's gross domestic product, the output of goods and services, increased at a 1.4% annual rate in the fourth quarter, less of an increase than economists had been expecting, and down from a 4.4% increase in the July through September quarter. And watching Wall Street, stocks are higher. The Dow Jones Industrial Average up 130 points. The NASDAQ ahead 247. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
British researchers, they've compiled the first detailed genetic map of cancer in house cats, find striking similarities to some human versions of the disease.
Despite cats being common household pets, very little was known about the genetics of cancer in these animals until now. Scientists analysed DNA extracted from tumour samples taken from almost 500 pet cats. They say many of the genetic changes linked with the condition are mirrored in humans. The researchers say that by studying the genetic changes that lead to cancer in cats, it might be possible to develop better veterinary medicines and potentially human ones too.
The BBC's Helen Briggs. India has joined a U.S.-led initiative to strengthen tech cooperation among allies, a move that underscores the nation's warming ties after a brief strain over India's purchase of Russian oil. News and analysis at townhall.com. There are times when the job of a medical professional can be especially challenging, and given the patient in this scenario, this is one of those times.
It all began when experts in the U.S. went to Africa to help an endangered white rhino with a life-threatening parasitic eye infection. Doctors quickly realized surgery was not an option, so they developed a plan based on a program where animals are taught to participate in their own care. They administered eye drops to the rhino, and it worked. By the way, there's no word if the rhino had any trouble tilting his head back for those eye drops. Probably not. Jason Walker reporting.
At the Winter Olympics, the U.S. has won its third gold medal in women's hockey, beating Canada 2-1. California's Alyssa Liu takes the gold in figure skating, ending a 24-year Olympic drought for the American women. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The demolition, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3, Trace Invierno. So, Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Friday, everybody. We made it. Congratulations. Some weeks, it's pretty easy. Some weeks, it feels quite like a feat. This week, for me, because I've been kind of under the weather and stuff, it's been kind of a feat. But we're getting through it. So, Yeah, I kind of, with my hospital stays and all that, they're kind of trying to figure out just kind of a weird update here. What's going on with me and my acid base and why it's all. So I got a slew of doctor's appointments like next week. Because anyway, I just so happened it was time for my colonoscopy. So I have that consult next week, and we're going to add a gastro I'm going to go down the other end and the mouth. So we're getting, we're going both sides. And so I'm going to do that. And then I got with my endocrinologist appointment and a heart doctor they want to set me up with to check that out. So yeah, we're figuring it all out. Plus I got my eye doctor appointment. It's just, I got me and doctors are spending a lot of time together. So I've just been dealing with a lot of that stuff. So that's kind of what's been going on there. Let me give you a rundown because real quick here, we're going to check in. Mr. Sean is on vacation, and actually him and Jocelyn, they're all together with a group of friends in Las Vegas for a few days having hopefully a good time. We'll find out. Sean's going to call in here in a few minutes, and we'll get an update from him. So we'll chit-chat with him for a couple minutes here in just a few. We're going to replay our interview we had with the Chaves County Extension Office. They were with us back on Tuesday, talking just an update on some of their extension clubs, different upcoming workshops, things like that. So we'll get that update here real quick. So let's do this. It is 9 minutes after 8. Let's get you up to date on the weather. I'll try to get Sean on the blower here, and we'll chat with Sean here. But first, a look at your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty windy today, gusts of 40 to 45 miles an hour. We have a high wind warning in effect and a red flag warning in effect for high wildfire risk. Sunshine in mid-60s for today. Overnight, the wind will calm down a little bit. We'll be down around 30 and clear. Not as windy on Saturday, about 60 and sunny. Mix of sun and clouds and upper 50s on Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. I was trying to get Sean on the phone here. Yeah. All right, getting his voicemail. All right, well, we'll see when he calls me here in a minute. But, yes, currently 43 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 43% with winds out of the southeast at 6 miles per hour. We do have a red flag warning that's going to kick in at 10 a.m. this morning. So here in about 50 minutes or so, that'll remain in effect through 7 p.m. this evening. And that, of course, is because the winds are going to be blowing once again today. Expect patchy blowing dust to be kicking up after 11 a.m. this morning. Sunny and a high of 65 today. I guess that's the good news bear part of the weather forecast. But the winds will be blowing out of the west initially, 15 to 20 miles per hour. As the day progresses, those winds will increase 25 to 30 miles per hour, gusting as high as 40 miles per hour as well here. So, yeah, batten down the hatches. Tonight, mostly clear. Winds, or overnight low of 30. Winds will be out of the northwest, 10 to 15 miles per hour. For Saturday, sunny and a little cooler, 59 our expected high. North winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday night, mostly clear, overnight low of 27. East winds at around 5 miles per hour. Sunday, mostly sunny and a high of 59 once again. South winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. And then next week, Monday, we're going to hang in the mid-60s, 64 and sunny on Monday. But after that, it warms up 80s. 80, sunny and 80 on Tuesday, sunny and 83 on Wednesday. Sunny and 79 on Thursday of next week. So, yeah, a little bit of a chilly dipper. Not even that big a one, but a little bit for the weekend. And then spring-like temperatures next week. So, T-shirts and probably even shorts for a day or two, or maybe. So, we'll see. All right, it's 11 minutes after 9. Still haven't got Sean on the horn here. So, let's do this. Let's take a quick commercial break. And we'll try to get him up during the break here. And if not, we'll just move on with the show. But you're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Hi, honey. Guess what? Now you don't have to do the dishes by hand anymore.
Really? No more scrubbing pots?
That's right, babe. And you won't have to hang the clothes outside in the wind either.
Wait, does that mean we could finally get the new shiny refrigerator? The one with the giant freezer for my man cave?
Only if it's during Bush Appliance's Sweetheart Sale. Huge savings on washers, dryers, fridges, and more. Now through February 28th.
Sweetheart, let's go.
Visit Bush Appliance in Roswell today during their Sweetheart Sale, 111 West Country Club Road in Roswell. Because true love means never doing the dishes by hand again. The Roswell Symphony Orchestra presents Masters in Harmony, Saturday, February 28th at 7:30 p.m. at Pearson Auditorium in Roswell. Join the Roswell Symphony Orchestra and director Dr. John Ferrer for an outstanding evening of music, including pieces by Bach, Vaughan Williams, Albinoni, and Dvorak, featuring the Roswell Symphony Orchestra's outstanding string section and orchestral oboist Della K. Graham. Tickets are on sale now. Log on to roswellsymphony.org. Masters in Harmony, Saturday, February 28th, 7:30 p.m. at Pearson Auditorium in Roswell. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the all-star lineup at Roswell Honda. Leading the pack, the 2026 Honda Civic Sedan. Just 4.49% APR for 48 months. The 2026 Civic Hybrid, just 3.99% for 48 months. The 26 Honda HR-V, just 2.49% for 48 months. And the best-in-class 26 Honda CR-V Hybrid, just 2.49% for 36 months. Time to join the winning team at Roswell Honda. 2177 West 2nd.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. Babbel.com.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. There are 293 ways to make change for $1. Try all 293 on the guy who keeps borrowing money from you. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 15 minutes after 9 o'clock, and I did manage to get Sean on the phone here, joining us all the way from Las Vegas, Nevada, not even New Mexico, Nevada. Sean Smalls and Jocelyn and family and friends are all there as well. Good morning. Hey, can you hear me, Sean?
Chris Inviernos, everybody.
How are you doing?
Doing great. Beautiful day here in bright, sunny Las Vegas. Yesterday was a little rainy and dreary and kind of sad, put a damper on a lot of activity. But today, blue skies, sunshine. It's cooler temps in the morning, but we're looking at 70s by the afternoon. And today is the day we decided to cram everything in.
Oh, yeah? So,
we've been doing kind of, meandering around, doing some other stuff, but today is we're hitting the Sphere, we're hitting the Art Museum, and we're hitting Meow Wolf all in one go.
Oh, wow. So tonight you're going to be probably pretty worn out.
We've been pretty exhausted most nights. It's actually kind of sad. You realize your mortality when you come here in your 40s, and it's like 9:30 at night, and you're like, can we just be done? I mean, I know this is Vegas, and we want to do all the Vegas, but can we just be done?
Yeah. Can I just sit in my window and watch the window for a minute?
Oh, so this is the best part. I got to tell you what happened. Now, we get here, and we were looking at different, room situations that we had as far as our setup goes. The lady behind the counter said, I'm going to make sure you guys have the best trip possible. So we're staying in the Jockey Club.
Oh, cool.
And she set us up on the 9th floor in the Jockey Club. It's a beautiful suite, but both the windows face directly over the Bellagio fountains.
Oh, cool. So you get to watch the
So we literally get the show from our window and a beautiful view every single night.
That's cool. It is fun to, I got to stay on the Strip in the Flamingo where I had a view similar to that. And I ain't going to lie. Once I got home from the day and was kind of doing, I think I literally, like the desk chair that was in the room, I literally just parked it in front of the window and sat there for like a good hour and just watched the show and enjoyed it. It was just, I swear, it was one of the happiest moments in Vegas. I'm like, it's just quiet, watch the show with the lights. This is awesome.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And then yesterday last night we went to the Botanical Gardens, which they just switched over to the Chinese New Year theme, which is the fire horse.
Okay.
And oh my God, it's absolutely gorgeous. All the different setups they have, and everything's completely made from flowers or from flower-based materials.
Right.
It's
like the Rose Bowl parade.
Yeah.
So, how's the food situation? Y'all been grubbing on some good eats?
It's been interesting. We've been. It's kind of a situation where we find ourselves looking for lunch in all the wrong places. We've, everywhere in Vegas is a 45 to 50-minute walk. And so we finally found a couple places we liked, and then we looked at the menu and realized we don't want to remortgage our homes. So we had to find another place, and so it was more walking. And the hunger pains set in, and then you want to kill your friends. But we found some pretty cool places. We actually just finished up having breakfast this morning at Egg Slaughter.
Nice.
Which is, and then we're going to be, I think this afternoon, we're going to be trying to hit up one of the more known steakhouses around here.
Okay, cool. Good deal. I'm curious because I just saw it online yesterday. So, and it's Twitter, so take it for what it is. But they were this guy was complaining about prices in Vegas, and it was and he was like in I'm guessing kind of like the hotel or maybe like a convenience store that would have been in like one of the casinos that would sell like chips and sodas and what have you.
Right.
And he was like complaining because literally for like a snack-sized bag of chips or a candy bar, they're charging like $13 for a Snickers bar. And you're like, whoa.
It's not quite to that level, but you're going to find a lot of the ABCs, the places like inside the Miracle Mile and places like that. They're definitely overcharging for sure. Matter of fact, we have some vending machines here at the hotel we're staying at. They don't take cash. They only accept debit cards. They have a debit processing fee, so you want to fill it. We found this out last night. It's going to end up costing you $7.50 out of the machine.
Wow, for a 12, 16, or
it's
8?
A 20 ounce.
20.
Yeah, it's a 20 ounce. And their on-site store at the hotel, they close at 8 p.m. So after 8 p.m., you're either hitting the strip or calling DoorDash, basically.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah. I mean, it's been a really interesting experience. Things aren't as expensive as I thought they would be.
Yeah.
But hospitality-wise, things have been great. Folks have been fantastic. We're just looking forward to knocking out as much of this we can today and honestly getting back home. There's been some, we'll get into it when I get back, but there's been some definite cons to being in Sin City.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I got to be honest. Like Vegas is best enjoyed in a 3-day stint.
Mm-hmm.
That is the max. Yeah. It's like I did a week and it was too much. It was like I feel oogie. I'm like at the end of the week. I'm like I'm really legit ready to go home.
Right, and because your mindset is when you're here, you want to. Anytime that doing something, you feel you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
Just because you're like, well, I'm in Vegas, but it's like I'm so exhausted, and I just kind of want to sit here at this table on my phone for a minute.
Yeah.
But we're in Vegas.
I guess that's why you got to get a timeshare so you can go often and just enjoy the weekend.
Yes, which brings me to my next point. Folks, if you're looking to expand your vacationing in the next calendar year or so, you should think about buying. I'm glad you could come to this seminar today because what I'm offering you is an opportunity of a lifetime. I'm totally kidding.
You haven't got roped into that, have you?
Oh, that was great. So we were walking through the Miracle Mile shops yesterday, and I would say I actually about you and Kim when we were walking through because at the Miracle Mile shops they have operatives set up all around the mall.
Oh yeah.
To see a show because then you get to the place where the show is, the box office, and all the shows. And I was looking at some of the. It's like Gerald the Magnificent and stuff like that. So
yeah.
It's a bunch of real obscure stuff that you're not. I've seen on America's Got Talent season 2.
Right. Right. He was kicked off. They got 3 X's right at the you didn't get that part to it.
I was trying to come up with different fun ways to dissuade the people from approaching us. One person came up and said, "Hey, would you guys like to see a free show?" I said, "Hey, would you like to see a man's nipple?" He just turned and walked away.
Well, it is Vegas.
Needless to say, I've been a bit of an embarrassment for my friends while in.
Hey, I think it's amazing. I fully support it because it's Vegas, and you got to out crazy the crazy to keep the crazy away from you.
Exactly.
And they come at you hard in the paint on those things. It's almost to where you can't just enjoy the walk because you're just getting accosted by these clowns trying to get you to sit in some timeshare seminar.
Oh yeah, nonstop.
Yeah.
And they're in such a hurry to get you to sign up. So it's going to be 4.5 hours in that seminar room. So they're in a real big hurry to make you wait.
Just tell them you already got 4 timeshares in Vegas or something. Yeah, I've already seen that show. I got 4 timeshares.
Actually, I'm part owner of 2 timeshares here.
That's right. I got one in the 3 hotels here. Yeah. Well, cool. It sounds like y'all have. So you guys are how many? So you got when do y'all head back?
We're coming back tomorrow morning. Our plane leaves. We actually have an hour layover in Burbank, of all places.
Can't catch a show.
Yeah. Well, actually, probably not leave the airport. And then we'll be back in touching down in Albuquerque by mid-afternoon, hopefully.
Okay. Well, cool. So you got a lot going on today.
Yeah, we're trying to, like I said, it's last day in Vegas, so we're trying to cram it all in as much as we can. We'll see how effective that actually is and if any of us survive.
I think, when I do go to Vegas the next, because I'm sure some point in my life I'll end up there again at some point. I'm going to, because I'm a fan of the Bar Rescue Show.
Yeah.
I think, because there's a ton of those bars are in Vegas. Because they did a whole season on Vegas bars, around COVID.
Oh, yeah.
So I think I might want to try to look one of those up and say, is it still there, or did Taffer do his thing and and kind of went the way of the dodo? It'd be kind of curious.
One group of people that we've had a chance to talk a lot with while we've been here is rideshare drivers.
Oh yeah,
and Uber drivers. Had a lot of conversations with those folks, and let me tell you, there's one guy we were talking to yesterday. There's a tour for everything.
Yeah.
If you can think of something that happened here, there's a guy who drives a van bus, and will tell you all about it.
Yeah, that makes sense because I did one. When I was there for and it was pretty much all them History Channel shows where it was Pawn Stars and the Fish Tanked and American Pickers and not American Pickers, American Restoration and the Count's Custom Cars guy. Yeah, it was pretty cool. So.
Cause this guy we were riding with yesterday, he was taking us. He said when he's not rideshare driving, he's doing tours around Vegas, different tours. And he said he has 5 different tours that he does. He has a mob tour that they do. There's a whole old Vegas tour that they do. So any one subject you can think of, they probably they have a tour dedicated to.
I'm sure there's a Taffer bar rescue tour that you can go do a bar crawl. They'll hit all his bar rescue bars. So the ones that are still around anyway. But that'd be cool. Well, good deal. Well, I don't want to take up your vacation, man. You go have some
don't worry. Everybody abandoned me. They're doing their own thing. I'm waiting at the door so they can't leave me.
So you're the anchor.
That's right. Can't get out without me.
How's the walking going? Because I know you're a big fan.
Oh, I'm a huge fan of all the walking. It's been great. I'm super not sore. I can totally feel my hip. Actually, no, it's been okay. There's been moments where I'm like, oh, but then at the end of the night, we've got a hot tub here at the hotel, so you can kind of go and soak it all away a little bit. And,
there you go. Well,
the sleeping situation's been good. So
just remember, get the blue drink. It's got a bigger flame than the red one. So
that's true. That is true.
And don't be stingy on the yeller.
Hey, we got 3 feet of margarita here. We only need the 1.
Yeah. Nice. Well, cool. Well, thanks, Sean. Enjoy the rest of your vacation. We'll hear more about it next week here. And
yes, sir.
And go get your tattoos. Go have fun, man.
Yep, that's the other one that's on the list today if we can manage it. So
right.
we'll see.
Well, good luck. We're all counting on you.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you Monday.
All right. Thanks, Sean. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. That was Mr. Sean Smalls live from Las Vegas. Sounds like they're having a good time. And you know what? Seeing Vegas in your 20s and seeing Vegas in your 40s is not the same. All right. It is 8:27. Let's do this. Let me know when I'm going to start the interview since I already played my commercial break here. Doug, if you're ready, just give me a thumbs up and I'll kind of go on your cue here. But on Tuesday, we had the ladies from the Chavez County Extension Office join us, give us an update on some of their stuff. So here, are you ready, Doug, on your end for me to start the interview? All right. 3, 2, 1. Here's your interview. Enjoy. Studio this morning from the Chavez County Extension Office. Tamara Schubert and Katie Wright back with us. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Fabulous.
Good. Did y'all do any Super Bowl stuff or anything? Or I probably didn't care about the game, but
I did nothing.
Food.
I didn't realize it was Super Bowl until like 3 days later.
Nice. Ever had a Super Bowl? I thought maybe at least for the food aspect or something.
Right.
Super Bowl partying. That's the thing. I mean, if you don't care about the game, excuse just eat food and hang out with people. Nothing else. To be honest, I rarely even see the Super Bowl at Super Bowl parties. Like of all, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm at the Super Bowl party, but I catch like 3 plays or 5. But the rest of the time you're eating and
socializing.
Yeah, shooting the bull and everything else. So to be honest, I watched the least amount of football at a Super Bowl party.
I used to be really invested in commercials.
Yeah.
But I feel like they've just gone downhill. So.
Well, they give you half of them now before the thing happens.
Right.
Like before you had to legit watch it and be like, oh, that was a surprise. And now they literally have shows and the internet and everybody else just, here's all the ads, We're going to give you a sneak peek. No, you just pretty much played every single ad of the Super Bowl. But I guess that's what happens when you pay $6 million for a commercial. You get some free run too. But I know for you guys, this is kind of now that we're into the first month or so in the year, kind of the New Year's kind of kicked. A lot of the New Year programs are kind of underway now. Now we're just kind of just getting into the New Year routine. The extension club starting to meet, things like that. So now it's just kind of just going with the program right now, isn't it? Pretty much.
We've got lots of things that are still going. So one of the things that actually is starting tomorrow is a Seed to Supper program that's a collaboration of our Master Gardeners and our I Can program. So they're having a vegetable gardening series that's taking place at the Senior Circle starting tomorrow.
Okay.
So if they're interested, they do need to call and get signed up today so that we can get them on the list and get all their goodies put together.
Good deal. So we'll have that ready for you at Senior Circle here tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah, it starts tomorrow. So definitely call the office today if they're interested. So it's going to be from 1:30 to 3.
Okay. And that's on vegetable growing?
It is. So it's a Seed to Supper. So it focuses on growing vegetables that you can use then.
I love growing things you can eat.
In your supper.
Mm-hmm. Flowers are pretty, but I prefer things you can eat.
There are some flowers you can eat.
That's true. There are some. But, I prefer, food.
Give Mike a squash and a tomato.
Right.
So Seed to Supper is a 6-week course. So they'll go to a class a week. So they'll get tons of information on getting that going.
Nice. Very good.
But
you probably want to get it done today because, like I said, everything gets underway tomorrow. So you're in the 2-minute warning on that one here.
There's someone at the office now. You could call right now.
And get it done. Get her done. Now we don't have to worry about it.
The other thing that kicked off this month is the Health, Wellness, and Prevention program. So they meet Tuesdays at 4, and they cover all things health. So today we're actually discussing the new pyramid that came out in the eating guidelines for Americans that they just distributed. So it's a new topic every week. They're welcome to come join us Tuesdays at 4.
Nice.
Coming up this weekend is gardening at the library, though.
Nice.
And they're going to be talking all things pests related to rose bushes.
All right.
So if you've got your rose bush and you're trying to figure out what's wrong with it or really how to take care of it, come out and join them. They're going to do gardening at 10 at the library with rose pests. And then they're going to venture out to the Triangle Garden there at Cahoon. and do some rose pruning.
Nice.
A hands-on demonstration with that. So come join them.
Maybe you'll see a pest while you're out there. Here's a pest in action right here.
So coming up next month, we do have the extension clubs are doing a crochet scrubby class.
Okay.
So if they're interested in doing that, that's March the 5th at 5:30. Again, call the office, get on the list. We'll send you some reminders and stuff. And then our Kitchen Creations diabetic schools
Very good.
are happening next month too. And we've got 2 for everybody to choose from. So those that may have already been diagnosed with diabetes, this is a great time to come out and learn how carbohydrates affect your body and things like that.
There's so much that's changed in the science of
and it's still
food.
changing.
Yeah.
So in person, it's going to be Mondays at 11.
Okay.
And then we're going to offer an online course this year as well. And that's going to be Thursdays at 1.
Yeah. Have you guys tried? And I've seen like the latest, there's always the perfect pizza crusts and all that. And I know like cauliflower is a big one, but I'm seeing a big trend of people using chicken as the crust for pizza.
Oh, I haven't seen that, but I'm interested.
Yeah.
I had some sourdough pizza crust the other day.
Yeah.
That stuff's pretty good. Great for you.
But that's what they said as a low carb option, diabetic friendly, that they use chicken as the. I don't know if it's the skin in the meat or just the skin or just the meat. I'm not sure exactly. But
I might have to go research.
I wonder if that comes out like a deep dish and you have to eat it with a fork kind of thing.
Well, anytime that you can make your crust a topping, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
Like, because chicken, you think more of a topping on the pizza, not the pizza. So I'm like, all right, this is the way to get more meat on things. I like this.
Higher protein.
I have to take a look.
Yeah, the best burger condiment for more meat. People are like, you want to put ham on it? Sure. Bacon? Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I was just wondering if y'all saw. I've just been seeing that a lot lately online, like people using chicken for crust, pizza crust. I know they're selling them like frozen versions or whatever, but like I've seen like people actually like make recipes with it too. So yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So can't figure. Sounds good to me. But then again, I also see it ad nauseum commercials for chicken chips. Have you seen those? They're basically pork rinds.
I think I have seen those.
Yeah, but basically it tastes like pork rinds. If you like pork rinds, you like chicken skin. So, but anyway, the healthy, since the creations class, that's exactly what it's designed to do, is to not only show you how these different, again, diabetic's not a death sentence. You just have to learn how to eat and learn a different way to do things, and you're not shut out from carbs altogether. It's just how you present them and how you incorporate them into things and what you pair them with and things like that. That's what we're learning.
And what they pair them with has a good deal to do with it, right? Is how they're paired, right? Always pair them with protein, things like that.
Sure.
So the class introduces, so it's a 4-session class. And like every session is a new one. So one's on carbs, one's on seasonings and things like that. So it goes over the food aspect too. But then 3 of those classes are also paired with some hands-on cooking. So introducing some new recipes, alternatives to flavoring our food that's not their typical sugars or sweeteners.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of different salts, even depending on, if you're dealing with heart and blood pressure issues and stuff too. There's a lot of different ways to get the taste you want without shooting up the numbers and doing all that kind of stuff. And weirdly enough too, and that's, to be honest, that's kind of, and I imagine you guys have found this too, just over the years with the classes, since they now have come out with the steady monitors now that you can kind of always, they've learned so much about the bodies, because now you can see exactly when it's doing it and what things you can get a much more personalized. So really, you can almost customize some of these foods to you. If you're having a weird reaction to this, okay, well then I can see that through my monitor here. All right, I will swap this out with this or do this instead of this, and next thing you know, it works out good. But that's what the class teaches you how to do all that stuff. But to be honest, it's even easier now to do it than it was before, and it can be kind of fun if you let it. Just kind of, you know what I mean? If you. Because there's alternatives now, and we also live in a world where we're conscious of it now, and so there's options. Whereas 10 years ago, you don't. You have to kind of figure it out on your own here. But now it's trendy to be,
Well, I think with the rate
keto
of
or
increase,
carb
the rate of increase with diabetes diagnosis as a whole has caused us as a society to be more aware of it.
Sure, but yeah, it's at the end of the day, a lot of it's just cooking whole foods and cooking real meals and avoiding
Whole grains,
processed
lots of veggies.
foods and stuff.
Yep.
And half the time, even when you fudge a little, you're okay because it's real foods. It's real, like in certain carbohydrates. Potatoes have carbs, but not necessarily as bad as other carbs would be. Just depending on what you do with it and something like that. Bread is going to hit you way worse than a potato will probably. It's just depending on what that bread is made out of. Yeah, exactly, too. If it's a more multi-grain, maybe not so much. But if it's your Wonder Bread.
Anything that's higher in fiber is going to affect you differently. So whole grain, sourdough, things like that, that'll affect you different than the typical white bread that we find in the stores.
Like, generally speaking, I kind of like if you do a Subway or one of those where you get, generally speaking, I try to lean towards if you're going to eat one of the breads, one of the multi-grains, or that's usually your more carb-friendly or diabetic-friendly type breads, unless they've got a specific wrap or something. Some do, some don't, but generally they don't. Go with the multi-grain. Or go with a wrap or a salad.
Grab a salad.
Yeah, a bowl. But they confuse me now too with all this marketing stuff because it's so bougie and so trendy now to say protein, and they just protein this, protein that, and I'm like you can go to places and they'll be like, they have salads and then they have protein bowls. I'm like, well, what's the dang difference between a salad and a protein bowl? It looks the same. Do you just put more meat in the protein bowl, or we just?
So most of the time, the protein bowls are going to have like beans or rice or something in the bottom of those under the meat and the veggies compared to a regular salad. Part of the dietary guidelines that just came out, though, does have an increase in proportion of proteins that we need to have.
Gotcha.
And we get those proteins from different foods.
Well, now they just put in everything. I mean, it's getting ridiculous now. I mean, it's like we got an excellent source of protein. It's like, did that used?
Are we sure?
Yeah, did that used to have protein?
Marketing can be tricky when it comes to food.
Yeah.
Made with whole grains does not mean that the majority of those grains are whole foods.
Yeah, and I imagine the words like zero sugar can be very confusing too for some people.
Well, and a lot of times we look at something that's fat-free or zero sugar, and it means that they've put a sugar substitute in them.
Mm-hmm.
But anytime you pull one of those, whether it's salt, sugar, fat, anytime you pull one of those out of our foods, the other two tend to increase.
Gotcha.
So you may be, I got low sugar here, but you probably have higher fat or sodium.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then fats, and that's depending on the types of fats. There's good ones and bad ones and everything else too, because there are fats that your body needs, and then there's the ones that
the saturated fats that you don't need.
Yeah, but it's all a balance, and that's really, at the end of the day, it's just balance. Eating whole, that way you get the nutrients, get the things you need, and you stick to that plan. And to be honest, the other stuff kind of balances out, the diabetes and all that kind of. It's just when you start eating a lot of processed foods, a lot of that eating at odd times or eating, overload of this and that, and when you eat it, how you eat it, it all affects all that stuff.
It does.
So but anyway, that's what the class is. Sign up for it. But now's the time. This is kind of your 2-minute warning if you want to sign up for that class.
Yeah, definitely. So that one does require some pre-registration so that we can get all, like I said, you get cookbooks and everything with that. So we've got to get those ordered. So the sooner the better on those.
Plus you get to eat. I mean, it's a class you get to eat.
Well, and we planned it around lunchtime, so you really do get to eat.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you want to take it and get a whole meal. So nice. And then you can go home and try them on your family or for yourself or whatever here, depending. Hopefully you have a supportive family. They want to eat what you eat. That always makes it a lot easier.
It does. Find a buddy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mom just threw cauliflower crust in on us.
Yeah.
We didn't even know. So.
As I was saying, sometimes mom puts you on the diet. Because at least, I don't know how it works in today's world, but back when I was a kid, mom made it, like you didn't eat. That's just how life worked, Is there some 4-H stuff we want to put on people's radar?
Sure. So we are getting towards the end of what we call our open enrollment period.
Okay.
Of course, friends are always welcome to join us all year round, but if anyone is looking to compete in shooting sports, in fair, in really anything, we need to be enrolled now just so we meet the minimum requirements. 4-H is, of course, a educational program based on your projects, but more so it's also a social and community building program.
Absolutely.
So we do have some other requirements about attending your club meetings, doing leadership activities, community service activities, that kind of thing. So we have to enroll now to meet those requirements before we compete.
Yeah, 4-H, yes, you do sign up for your clubs and your kind of your niche and your interest there. But overall, 4-H is very much part of that well-rounded individual. So they learn, worldly things, leadership skills, and things, government procedures and, Robert's rules. And that's all part of 4-H experience too, even if you're, just showing farm animals or doing shooting sports or whatever that is, there's still that aspect of it. So that's why 4-H is so great, because regardless of what path you choose in 4-H, you still work on making a well-rounded student.
Absolutely. You also find all these friends that do other things, and then you get to do more and more.
Yeah.
Because you made friends all over the place. We are starting shooting sports season, so we have practices going left and right. If that is something that youth are interested in, please give us a call. We are happy to enroll new friends and get started on that. We do have some safety requirements regarding shooting sports, so kind of like enrollment, we need to get started now so we can make all of our safeties before competition. So
absolutely.
That also includes archery. I know we say shooting sports and most people think rifles, shotguns, and pistols, but that also includes archery.
Is part of that too as well too, and equally required same amount of safety training.
Yes, sir.
And prerequisites and all that as well too here. But
absolutely.
It's a great safe environment if you want your children to learn shooting sports and things like that. They have great instructors and great, and that's the whole part of it is. To get to the fun part, they know this. They're going to be fairly well versed on the safety part before they get to the actual part of shooting and enjoying the sport here. So.
Absolutely. We also have a lot of project workshops going on. We've got housing and interior design coming up this next week. So Miss Tamara's got a super fun activity planned for that one. I might hang out just for funsies.
Nice. You want a chair? You want a new chair for your office? Huh?
I do.
Yeah,
of course I do.
Ooh.
But lots of fun things happening in 4-H World. Come join us. Come hang out.
Yeah, come learn what it's about, and pretty much any school-age child, from the start of elementary school all the way to high school, can take advantage of 4-H opportunities here too. And don't forget, if you're ready to show animals and do the livestock world, that's got everything you need there. But there is a whole world of 4-H, and you never set foot in a barn or in a stable or touch an animal.
Right. You don't have to if you don't want to.
Sure.
So we do also have our Cloverbud programming, which sometimes I feel like we forget when we're out in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Cloverbuds are ages 5 to 8 roughly, and they do things that our regular 4-H members do, like their community service and their club meetings. But we also have some programs like Little Books, Little Cooks that is geared specifically towards our littles.
Okay.
It's kind of a farm-to-table type activity. We'll read a ag-accurate picture book about some type of food, bake, do some crafts. It's really just a fun little activity.
It's probably strawberries this month.
Strawberries,
Ooh,
there you go.
Good. Well, it is Valentine's month. Strawberries is very
it makes
appropriate.
Sense.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things. So
nice. And so kids get exposed to where their fruit comes from in that early age. And again, you know what? Starting that now helps them from having to take the T2 class here down the road here, because you set those habits at a young age and things like that.
They do dive into My Plate and now the new pyramid with Miss Tamara, talking about what food groups they come from and how much we need of all the different things. So it's a great educational tool to start now.
Absolutely.
That one's going to be on February the 28th, and we do that usually at 11 o'clock. So
okay.
We try to cook a little bit, read a little bit, do some crafts, and then send them on their way for
Get you out of there for lunchtime there. So very good. But get on the stick now if you want to sign up for these.
Yeah, we do ask them to sign up for that one just because we do need to purchase food. We want to be mindful of the waste on that. So
you don't want to be that one that gets shortchanged on the
you only get half
stuff.
a strawberry.
That's right. That's how the fights start. But but it's a great way to kind of for these kids to get exposed and have some fun and how are they going to, when Mom Day and Father's Day come around the corner, how are they going to do breakfast in bed if you don't give them the skill sets to do that for you, right?
They did orange muffin just last week.
They
last
smelled
month,
so good.
and they were really good.
Sounds
we learned all about zesting and
nice.
all kinds of fun. Made orange juice with it too.
Wow, I would have. And how old are these kids?
5 to 8.
Right. Zesting at 5? I'm a grown man before I knew what zesting was.
We did introduce some of our parents to that one too.
Nice. Very cool. So, see, they can get fancy. Next thing you know, they're pinky in the air with it.
Right?
No, but put it this way. All I know is the more hands-on skill sets you teach your children, the better off in life they're going to be. That's just true.
Mm-hmm.
And so take advantage of these opportunities for your kids. Get your
You
kids'
can
hands
make the
dirty as
mess
much.
in our kitchen
Yes.
instead of yours.
Yes, get their hands dirty now. Let them learn these things. Let them have fun, and let them, while it's a big game now, and now, when adulting starts happening, they're going to have the life skills to do this stuff. So that's why this stuff is so great. So sign up there. What else? Is there anything else we wanted to cover? And any whether it's 4-H or anything else we just missed?
I think that's about it.
Any ag stuff we need to put on people's radar?
So we talked about gardening at the library. The other thing that's coming up for those that are interested is the Southeast Ranchers Workshop.
Okay.
That'll be March the 5th. So it's a Thursday. Roosevelt County is hosting that this year. So it rotates between the 5 counties on the side of the state. So Roosevelt County is hosting those. Registration is now out.
Okay. Probably go to the website there and sign
so they
up.
can, if you catch the flyer, there's a QR code, but you're also welcome to call the office.
Okay. And we'll get you set up there through that. Very good, too. But, again, that's March 5th, so you probably want to get that locked down here this week, too.
Yeah, we've got specialists coming in to talk about the screwworm and virtual fencing and some other management on ranches.
Nice. Virtual fencing.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Everything's a high-tech world, man.
What a world to live in, right?
Yeah. It's going to be like farming, but it looks like robots still. I mean, it's just going to be weird. It's like Star Wars.
The average age of a producer is 65 right now. We've got to get all the help we can get.
You know what? That's true. This is why 4-H and programs and really this stuff is so important because, the farmers and ranchers of the next generation, the numbers are dwindling. There's less people doing it, and there's more demand for it. This is the farm and ranch industry we got less people doing it and more demand for it. Mm-hmm. It's one of those ones that if we don't figure something out, we're going to have global problems dealing with this kind
Absolutely.
of stuff. So that's why we support 4-H, FFA, all of these programs and support these kids because they're going to be the ones that are going to have to come up with these resolutions for these problems. So
absolutely.
So we got to give them all the tools we can to do that. So sign up, get in there, get it, go in there, go to the fairs, support the fairs, do all the things. This is why we do all this stuff. So livestock auctions that happen, bid ungodly amounts on their animals, help them. So get these kids in school. Because I want to keep eating, by golly.
And eating the right stuff.
Exactly. So good deal. If anybody has any questions about anything we talked about here, they can always call the new office.
The new office,
Yes.
which is a new number. Yeah. So you'll call, it is 575 still, 343-9075.
Very good. So call that. Imagine if you try calling the old number, does it redirect or is it?
It does not.
Okay.
It does not. You'll have to call the new number.
Okay.
And it does have a robotic voice for a moment, but
Gotcha.
it'll allow you to direct dial any of the agents in the office along with the admin.
Very good. So there's a way. It's just the long way. So just go the right way the first time here. And then, of course, you can always come by the new location. What's the actual address now for the new? It's
1610.
Okay.
1610 Southeast Main. If you're familiar with that end of town where is it Trellis Hills Parkway Terrace, that one. I associate Senior Olympics. We're in that parking lot.
Yeah, it's right
in the
there in
very
that
corner.
kind of that county complex there and all, right near the St. Mary's Place and all. That's all in that little block of buildings right there.
Yes.
So, but you can come on down there too. And of course, you can always find things with Chavez County Extension online, Facebook. A lot of times if you do Chavez County Extension, it's through NMSU as well too. So if you type in NMSU, Chavez County Extension, anything in that realm, it should come right up pretty quickly here, whether it's 4-H stuff or ag stuff or any of the other home science stuff as well too. So, and then of course, don't forget extension clubs. That's another thing we have. That's like 4-H for adults. We have a quilting and sewing extension club going on right now. Always looking to make more clubs if you're interested. If you have an interest in a few people that may share that interest, we can start one. It could be anything from a chess club to cards to a woodworking club to, I don't know, stargazing club, whatever it is, whatever strikes your fancy. The opportunities are aplenty. So reach out, call in, and go. So anything else?
I think that's it. Yep.
Good deal. Well, thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go enjoy the rest of your day while it batten down the hatches. Lisa,
I did have to go out to the field and strap down the sprinklers.
Yeah. It's kind of, we're getting that. It's that time of year. We're all used to it. So it's called spring. So thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
We'll see you here next time, if not sooner.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. President Trump is weighing his options now that the Supreme Court in a 6-3 decision has ruled against his sweeping global tariffs. Today's decision centers on tariffs imposed under an emergency powers law, including the broad reciprocal tariffs that he levied on many other countries. The president has said that a ruling against him in this case would be an economic body blow to the country. In New York City, the nurses' picket lines at New York Presbyterian Medical Center may soon be coming down. There's a tentative contract to end the walkout pending approval of the rank and file. America's gross domestic product increased at a 1.4% annual clip in the fourth quarter. That's down from 4.4% growth in the July through September quarter. On Wall Street, stocks are modestly higher. The Dow is up 3 points. The Nasdaq is ahead 130. More details, srnnews.com.
Your morning espresso starts right here. It's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Now, what is the Trump doctrine? It's not complicated. You don't need a graduate degree from Harvard or an Ivy League institution to figure out, okay, he's sticking by his principle of no forever war, peace through strength, no boots on the ground. And that does not in any way, shape, manner, or form mean that the president is against using military force when it is in the best national long-term security interest of the United States. Now, I support this doctrine completely. I've been saying for years that, we can never go back to what ended up evolving in Iraq and Afghanistan, these forever wars. We can't.
The Sean Hannity Show from coast to coast later today.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9871. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9871. That's 800-575-9871. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's time for the Chaves County Sports Report. Last day of the regular season for the Roswell boys and girls basketball teams. The Roswell girls coming off a victory, their first district victory against Carlsbad last Friday. They'll play at Clovis tonight. Roswell 1-4 in district. Clovis is 2-3, so this is a winnable game. Roswell playing at home against Clovis boys hoops. Same thing there. Roswell maybe 0-5 overall, but Clovis 2-3 in district. This should be a good game. game starts at 7 o'clock. Meanwhile, the Dexter guys will be hosting NMMI tonight at 7. NMMI comes in 15-8, 3-2 in district. Dexter 1-4. Tularosa has wrapped up the district title. The Dexter girls 18-5, 5-0 in district, having won the district championship, will play at NMMI tonight at 6. The sports report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell Talk FM 106.5.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty windy today, gusts of 40 to 45 miles an hour. We have a high wind warning in effect and a red flag warning in effect for high wildfire risk. Sunshine in mid-60s for today. Overnight, the wind will calm down a little bit. We'll be down around 30 and clear. Not as windy on Saturday, about 60 and sunny. Mix of sun and clouds and upper 50s on Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. A key gauge of inflation picked up in December. It's a sign that many prices are still rising more quickly than most Americans would like and faster than the Federal Reserve's target of 2% a year. The figures show inflation remains elevated, even as it has come down from a peak of near 7% in 2022. Following a robust expansion over the summer months extending into the fall, the government reports the U.S. economy's growth slowed in the final quarter of last year. The last hospital system in the New York nurses' strike has reached a tentative deal to end the city's biggest nursing walkout in decades. Oil prices have eased a day after jumping to their highest level since early August. The increase was sparked by rising fears that the U.S. and Iran could be headed toward a military showdown. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The U.S. Treasury once considered producing donut-shaped coins. They instead decided to go with coin-shaped donuts. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 58 minutes after 9 o'clock. Got a minute or two before they kick me off the radio here for today. Hey, don't forget, we do have high school basketball action for you tonight. If, as they're getting close to district play and all that kind of thing. So Roswell and Clovis here will have that game for you on KSVPTV.com. Click on the Mornings with Mike, the Roswell Coyote channel to watch all that. But it's basically what I'm saying is if the three teams are tied at 2 and 4 in the district, play. Point differential is a plus or minus 10. If Roswell beats Clovis by 9 or less, then it's going to be Hobbs, Clovis, Roswell, Carlsbad. If Roswell beats Clovis by 10 or more, then it's a coin flip for second between Clovis and Roswell for second. If Clovis wins, it's Hobbs, Clovis, Carlsbad, Roswell. All of this is based on if Hobbs win, if they beat Carlsbad by 46 on. So that's kind of so Clovis has to lose by 9 to finish second. So, but anyway, there's a lot on the line here tonight for Roswell. So big game here for tonight. Again, we'll have it for you on KSVPTV.com in the Roswell Coyote channel there. So definitely don't want to miss that. If you missed any of my show here today, you can always go back and check it out at your leisure as well. Same place, KSVPTV.com. Just click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel to find it all there. That's going to do it for us. Have an amazing weekend. Thank you for allowing us to be a